And hello!
Alright, now
we're back.
We're starting again. So, welcome to the stream. My name is Ken Wood. I'm your Dungeon Master for today. I'm joined today by Sarah, Michael, Gemma, and Steve. This is a homebrew campaign I am currently calling Keys to the Kingdom. And
there's nothing you can do about it.
there we go. We're starting out at second level characters. They've all been made ahead of time. We've been discussing them a little bit. Since this is a homebrew world, some of them are familiar with some of the stuff from the world because I've run bits and pieces of this in the past, and some people are completely unfamiliar with what is going on. So you will learn about the world along with them if you just care to watch us, and I hope you will. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and get started. Once I put this thing down somewhere. There we go. Starting this campaign is taking place at the beginning in the city of Vodny.
Mm-hmm.
It is the capital city of the country of Vodny, which is in the center of what used to be once a great empire that spawned the entire continent. Now divided up into 4 major kingdoms, separated by a sort of badlands, if you will, and a area to the south that most people refer to as the Stormaker. And it is a place of great danger. Most people avoid it. And Cole.
Yeah.
And Narcy.
Yep.
Along with Cole's squire
Marley.
That down.
Marlee.
Thank you.
And then I don't remember what her last name was, but she's of a
IU.
Okay, cool.
All right. You are currently en route with your brother.
Yep.
And you're being closely followed by a caravan of 3 wagons that you know, one of which contains Princess Sana.
We'll put that down.
You are going to the main constable's headquarters to see if there are people that can join you on a quest that you're doing at the request of Princess Sana to help take care of one of the outlying communities that has recently sided with Sana's right to rule. They have gone full in and are saying that they're all for Princess Sana. Her brother can is not the ruler that they want.
Cool.
You do know they are currently embroiled in what most people refer to as the Civil War, where no actual fighting has taken place between the 2 factions, which are Prince Fino and Princess Sana. But some of their more, shall we say, loyal or hot-headed followers have come to blows, and there have been duels as to decide who is the better who is the better option for ruler.
Okay.
But no actual armies are being built.
Yeah, no armies have been marshaled.
The common thought is that they will let the world decide. They will let all of the little duchies and baronies and in Vodny decide for themselves who rules. And once a firm majority is reached, both parties have kind of agreed to abide by that. After some time has gone by to make sure no one changes their mind. Should we check and see if that's your car?
Might be my car.
Really?
Yeah. That sounds like my alarm.
Oh.
I hope it's not mine.
I know.
Let's see if it goes beep, beep, beep. Anyway, so, Narcy, you're walking alongside of Cole.
Yes.
On the road. His brother, who I don't know how you can decide. You know they don't particularly get along. Cole's brother seems to think Cole's a little full of himself, and Cole feels that being a professional jouster is not a real career for a nobleman.
Neighbor's car.
Good.
I mean, not good. I mean, it was they had the
What's
keys
his
stuck.
name?
Who?
Your brother.
Oh, I don't know. And he's not even a real brother. He's a half brother.
Flint.
No, it's not Flint.
It'd be funny though.
Char.
Some inside joke.
Oh, because my name's Cole.
Oh! Oh, look what I found.
Oh no.
No.
So the joke about the
Oh, you don't.
Just think of your brother's name.
Yeah.
I like Flint. We'll stick with Flint.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is the last name still Mason?
Yeah.
Yeah. Who-
Mason.
Wait, I like it.
So Flint.
Maybe you should have came up with the name. Ken, if you didn't want us.
Hey, it's your family.
He's not really family.
So Flint, who is currently, to the best of your knowledge, one of Sana's favorites as
Yeah.
far as the games go.
Yeah.
And he is currently riding his horse down the street in vanguard
Mm-hmm.
of the caravan.
Of the procession, yeah.
Yeah, as they make their way towards the main constable in order to inquire of assistance for you on this fine mission.
Mm-hmm.
Since you are taking the mission, you of course get last say in who goes with you. But you're pretty sure that the princess wants to meet everybody who's going to go working for her.
Yeah.
And your brother has opinions on just about everything. So he will.
He thinks he's some kind of hot shot.
So he is probably going to
joust
say that. Well, not just joust. He's excellent in the melee as well.
It's not real fighting. It's for sport.
It hurts. Hurts like real fighting.
So.
This is
also,
gonna be great.
right next to the constable's office is a row of. To either side, a row of the main pantheon's places of worship.
Mm-hmm.
Palor has always been a favorite amongst the people.
Yep, you forgot that, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But all religions are treated the same in the eyes of government.
Probably not the evil ones, though. I mean, that's kind of a...
None that are outwardly we sacrifice things, but some people consider to be
We went
bad.
Dawn War.
Dawn War.
Okay.
Yeah. We went good old classic Dawn War.
Look at that. So I know what we're over on.
So, you are en route. There are people lining the streets, throwing...
Just hyped about Dawn War, sorry.
No.
Me
Throwing...
too.
It's not in there.
yelling shouts of encouragement.
I could grab
It's
the
in the very beginning of the game.
I grabbed the right book first.
Shouting shouts of encouragement for your brother.
Yep.
And general cheers for, they're not quite sure you think who's in the wagons. So they're just going, hooray, Royal Family.
Yep. They're like one of the royal family members.
So,
Because you don't want that to be that one guy, yay, Prince Fino! And then everyone just turns and looks at you.
yeah, exactly. And you're like, okay, yay, Princess Sana.
Turncoat.
That's it. The Salvatore family. So people are very happy they are walking by. What's her name? Runa.
Runa.
You've kind of been engrossed in looking for a tiny rabbit's foot in all of the city.
Yes.
This is something I don't think we told the stream about it.
No.
So you have a rabbit's foot that's supposed to lead you places lucky for you or places you need to be. It has disappeared and you are searching all over town for it. You got caught out ahead of a procession. You believe it's a royal procession. And people are starting to line the streets. You know, though, if you don't search for it, you might miss the message.
Yeah.
So you're kind of running on ahead of the procession, trying to keep up ahead of it as fast as possible.
Yes.
When, just out of the corner of your eye, you see it resting on top of the lintel of the door to the sheriff's office. Or the sheriff's keep, we should
Okay.
say. It is sitting right up above it. The door is open. It's a little out of reach. It's about 9 feet up.
Okay.
So, I mean, you could probably get it if you ran up and jumped for it.
Yeah.
But it is right in the middle of an open door that goes right into the sheriff's.
Yeah, no, she'll like run up and jump up to get it.
Okay.
And then go in, I guess.
Okay. You've seen the sheriff's force, the town guard before.
Yeah.
You've never quite seen them dressed like this before. They seem to be in their parade best. Every single one of them has either probably just gotten a shave, or just gotten a trim haircut, or is wearing the best corset they can find, and the few buttons on the top of the uniform left open to expose a bit more neck for the guards. The sheriff, who is standing on a podium holding a big horseshoe of flowers, sees you walk in the door and goes, and one of the guards quickly walks up and escorts you. Oh, excuse me, man. We're having a bit of a procession today.
Pardon
Can I
me.
ask you to step aside?
Yeah, she'll like step to the side.
All right.
Do they like kick her out?
No, they just
Okay.
usher you behind the police.
Okay. She'll allow herself to be
You get
ushered.
kind of like ushered over. There's the only other person in here that doesn't appear to be in jail is a rather swarthy young man dressed for, what would you say, travel, or dressed for the city?
Definitely,
You're in jail?
no. Yes. So, all buckles.
Okay.
He's got like a scarf sort of thing. He's got some of those fine silk kind of like. He's got like flowing strips. Yeah, basically. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
But he's mostly just leathered. Got a small cloak, I guess.
And visible weapons.
Yes. There are like 2 daggers on each side,
Okay.
and he's kind of.
Does he have any other thing besides daggers?
He has a. We're inside.
Yeah.
Um.
Visible. Just
Yeah.
visible.
Visible.
Like a rapier or the such. You do notice that
You probably
every single
notice-
member, except for one of the police force, is wearing at least one rapier and one dagger.
He does not have any other visible weapons. However, there are just the noticeable chains of multiple necklaces.
Okay.
Is there like a
Would you like to
noticeable...
tell him what you look like?
Oh, yeah. She's a tall, very thin, high elf with very fair skin. She has, like, very dark, like, almost that maroony colored hair.
Oh, okay.
And then the most noticeable thing is she has one, like, really pale gray eye and one really dark, like, black eye. Like the irises. Not the whites.
So he's got, like,
you
that
are a
whole-
high elf.
High elf. And she's dressed reasonably well, but generally for travel. Like, nice travel clothes.
He's just
And you
sort of
kind of
lined
get shunted off to a place where he is already sitting there patiently.
Yeah.
Like he's been told to wait, but not for any determined amount of time.
Yeah. And she's just kind of like scanning the room like she's looking for something.
He just sort of looks over.
She just kind of like looks a little confused, but she will like nod pleasantly, but just
Like, carry on.
like, okay.
He's just registers you and
Yeah.
is like, hi.
Cool.
Mhm.
The procession, you of course, by your brother kind of like, you already know where you're supposed to sit, but your brother kind of indicates where you're supposed to stand anyway, just
Yeah.
because.
Yeah, because that's what he does. He thinks he's hot shit.
So he kind of like points like, you're supposed to be on the other side of the door. You're like, I know.
No, I go, oh, thank you, that's right, thanks.
And he goes, and then of course he stands on the right side of the door, and the princess's carriage pulls up. The two side panels open up, and a staircase and a carpet is rolled out for her that leads right into the sheriff's keep. You can see there is a procession waiting. You live in town. You've never seen the sheriff's department look this nice.
Yeah.
While they are proud of their job, they're usually, doing work.
It's usually more work, less.
You can't imagine that there's actually a single guard on patrol right now because they all seem to be in the office.
Yeah.
And there you see the sheriff's captain, the actual sheriff, the oversheriff of Vodney, holding a big horseshoe wreath. His mustache is finely oiled and his beard has come to a long point about here. All shot with gray now. His hair looks like he's kind of combed what he could over the balding top, but
do what you can.
It's not fooling anyone. His hat is resting on the podium. As the princess walks down, smiles for everyone. She looks over at Flint, of course, and smile, curtsy, smile, curtsy to you. Even smile, curtsy to you, although she doesn't seem to know who you are.
Yeah, because I imagine you're just like nearby, just kind of like, I imagine just doing this. Like,
but she does give you a polite smile, confused curtsy, and then walks in. She's followed by two ladies in waiting, and somebody who you didn't see get into the carriage.
Okay.
A strawberry blonde woman dressed in heavy armor. Not currently wearing any weapons, but being followed by a very darkly red-skinned tiefling girl, carrying a chest under one arm and a silk pillow under the other.
Oh, yeah. Don't worry about it.
Player character.
Player members.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you go into the sheriff's department. There's a speech, which I am not going to repeat.
Yeah.
Welcoming and appreciating that the princess would take an interest. Not only does she take an interest in the affairs of state, but even the smallest interests of the affairs of state do not escape her grand vision. Although you also know last week they gave a very similar speech to Prince Fino when he sent awards to a soccer team from Upper Vodney West.
Yeah.
So this is happening. The woman in armor stops and stands next to you, the tiefling girl taking up a position of a squire behind her. And she kind of looks over, you can tell she's looking over at Marley and whispers something to her, just barely audible.
Yeah.
Something like, Squire? And
Yeah.
Marley goes, but doesn't reply.
Yeah, and I just...
So the procession ends. The sheriff, or one of his sergeants, invites you inside while your brother, since you're going on the quest and not your brother, invites you inside by name. You knew your name.
Yeah. Damn right he does. I'm the brother that actually does stuff.
And he goes, excuse me, Sir Cole, would you mind stepping inside? We have a person who may be interested in joining you on this very important endeavor of which you know nothing about.
Yeah, and I'm just going to nod along, be like, of course.
And he points over to a bench where a man and a woman are sitting.
And I'm like, oh, two, all right.
And the sergeant, this is the same man who interviewed you, and says, he points over the bench and goes, perhaps you'd like to examine their qualifications. I'm going to go speak with your leader and let her know that arrangements have been made for travel. And he goes out and talks to the woman who is standing right next to you in the office.
Yeah.
So if you'd like to describe yourselves to the two people sitting on the bench, I'm going to grab a soda.
Go for it. So
I can hand you one.
That's okay. You got
talking time. So Cole, he is a human. He's of dirty human. He's got blonde hair. Blonde hair. No facial hair. Brown eyes. About 6'1", 6'2". Yeah, essentially. But
it's his self-insert.
It's my self-insert. It really is. And but he's got a great sword on his back and then long sword on the side.
Okay.
Definitely
And
not
then
a
a-
dueler like
yeah.
the rest of them.
And then a giant tabard of Palor, bright shining sun on the on front.
Shield?
No shield.
Okay.
In case I didn't
changed
mention
that.
it,
Great.
all
Great
citizens
sword,
of Vodney automatically gain proficiency in rapier. If you don't have
Okay.
it, you do have it.
I think elves get
Everyone
it.
learns.
I think elves get it.
Okay.
She's not a. If she is stabbing something has
It's gone
gone
horribly
horrifically wrong.
Right, but you might have had it from your time as a teacher.
I probably do.
Because if you give someone a bad grade, they might try and duel you about it.
Okay.
You don't have to accept, but you might have just taught a little shit a lesson agreed on one occasion.
Okay.
But yeah.
So I probably do have a rapier with me then.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'll just add it to
But yeah. So, and he, as I said, just chain armor.
Me? Alright, so I'm in, like, very noticeably, I think, Baltarian clothes. Like the military coat and everything like that with the fur along the collar.
That's right, you definitely recognize his outfit as well.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's got the colors.
Yeah. She's in reds and golds, short, wavy pixie cut, and then she has like the super dark, like purpley skin, and then the red eyes and the long elf ears, and
No.
Drow.
Dro.
yeah. And she does have a violin.
Yeah, but I assume it's probably in its pack.
It's in his case.
Yeah, its case. And also one of my magic item, or my Medane, Jesus,
Dang.
my trinket magic item is a fire opal about like the size of a fist that glows with the.
It's
No,
glowing.
it looks like coal
Yeah, it looks like coal
to
But-
everyone else.
to everyone else.
But
To you,
To
it's
me,
glowing
yeah,
as
it's
bright
glowing
as you've
as
ever
yeah,
seen it.
exactly. So
Because you're in the same room as the princess.
and so it's just this lump of coal that he has like almost hanging from like his belt. That's just like put through a ring and just hanging on a belt. Forgot to mention that, but I needed to. But yeah. So he's just like, all right,
I'm just fiddling with a rabbit's foot. Like,
I don't know
feeling
what I
lucky.
mean.
I suppose.
So two of you have showed up. I'm assuming you're here to fill the job quota, correct?
Sure.
Supposed to be an opening.
There's always an opening for anyone in Vodney. If you're willing to work, there's always a spot.
So he's going to actually stand up, sort of step over.
Mhm.
I'm guessing you're like standing in
Yeah.
front of it. Yeah. What's exactly going to be needed? What work are we going to be doing?
I don't know. And he just looks at you dead in the face. He's just like,
No one knows what's
what
going
are
on.
and so he just goes,
They told me there was some pet project.
yes, and I'm just here to assess your skills to make sure that everything's on the up and up. Rapier?
2 daggers.
2 daggers. So I look at the 2 daggers, I'm like, you like to get in pretty close, do you?
Is there like a post or like some beam or something that he can
Yes,
just throw his dagger at?
absolutely. There's this whole sign of wanted posters on the wall.
Okay.
They're hand drawn. They all say in Western fashion "wanted" and a series of rewards below them. Don't worry, none of them look like you.
Okay, but basically, he doesn't want to fuck up and be like, "Oh, don't throw those daggers in here." He's gonna go for one of the posters, I guess.
Yeah.
So
go
he's
for
just gonna pull it, like sort of like examine, and then he's going to chuck it in whatever direction. I'm assuming it's gonna make you look a different direction, and then right as he throws it, he's gonna try and hide.
Okay.
Oh, so to see if anybody looks
And
to
if
see
he
where
can
the
like,
dagger
and
went,
if he can just jump straight up and like
jump into the rafters.
basically.
Okay.
So
On a distraction, it's a pretty good distraction because not only when you throw the knife do these two react,
Yeah.
but you hear whisks of steel from the princess's 2 ladies in waiting who quickly look around to see what's happening when they hear something hit the wall.
So he goes-
as 2 very shiny rapiers appear out of robes where you did not see any rapiers before.
and then
what's your
25
for stealth?
25 stealth.
Yeah, and then when you look back, the gentleman's gone.
So I just pick.
That's and
I mean, I was standing right next to him, so I suppose I know where he went.
Well, go ahead and make a. Well, actually, go ahead and make a persuasion roll to see if you, to see if you made everybody with your grand flourish look.
or would that be deception?
Or deception,
yeah.
sure.
That's a 18.
Okay. Do you want to make a active perception roll against his
yeah.
deception roll?
Sure. It's a 17. So.
So you see me.
Alright, so you just like caught him out of the corner of your eye
Tail
as
of
he
my
went up
boot.
into the
Yeah.
rafters.
Yeah.
But it's still pretty impressive.
I mean, I'm
And then-
impressed.
And
I
then,
just.
whichever direction you guys are looking, he's going to jump down behind you after there's been a few seconds for gravitas.
Yeah.
She doesn't ruin another showman's
Yeah.
Okay.
And so
game.
he just
Like,
skinny
we're all high charisma characters here.
we,
You don't-
we all know the game we play.
And he'll do the hands
Yeah.
on shoulders thing.
The two ladies in waiting start to move
Yeah.
until the woman who is standing next to you in armor comes into the room and signals them, and will walk over to the disturbance
That
between
we've
the-
caused.
She
yeah.
kind of like pushes two of the sheriffs, like she owns the place, aside, and she is followed quickly by the tiefling holding the chest and the pillow.
Can he walk and grab his dagger?
Yeah, sure.
That's what he's going
You
to
just
do.
all,
I'm gonna need this.
as you kind of watch the woman walk in, and she goes, "A very impressive display. I am her ladyship priestess Polly Daffodil, and it will be your job, provided Mr. Cole or Sir Cole here feels you are suitable, to escort me to what are they calling it nowadays? Southern Sonneberg, I believe.
What was her name?
Polly. Priestess Polly Daffodil.
Polly Daffodil.
You do know a lot of names of flowers. For women, usually means you're a bastard.
This isn't the tiefling, is it?
No,
This is
the
the one-
tiefling
the
is
lady
standing
waiting.
behind her.
You said we basically need to escort.
Yeah.
Yes, I've been told the lower Sonneberg, Western Sonneberg, is in need of priestly services. And since they have recently voiced support for my cousin, I wholeheartedly agreed to go in her service.
West Sonneberg?
Yes, I believe it's either Lower Sonneberg or Western Sonneberg. There's somebody already beat them to Sonneberg, I guess.
I mean, it does happen, but
Yes.
well,
This, of course, is my squire. This is the Honorable Bashel Love.
the show.
Love is a royal name. One of Prince Fino's staunchest supporters.
Said she was the
The
guard.
Love family.
Yeah,
The guard.
not the guard.
Not the guard, her squire.
Squire.
What was the squire's first name?
Bashella. Bachelle.
Got it. Butchered that.
She will be also accompanying us as my squire. I see you also have a squire.
Yes, she's only 18 months into her training, so she's still quite young.
She's one of the Raveness, is she not?
And she is.
Well, at least her family's loyal as she looks over at Bashella, who you can't tell if she blushes or not because her face is already red. But she does kind of like downcast her eyes.
Yeah, like,
yeah.
yeah.
So, your squire is a human. Is she a paladin cleric?
She's
girl.
a
Child.
zero
She
level.
doesn't have any.
She's like, what did it decide? She's 11?
Yeah, she's
Said
like,
something
she's
about the
11.
Raven
No, she just turned 12.
Yeah, she just turned
something
12.
about the Raveness.
Raveness. That's the last name, the family name.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was thinking Raven Queen.
No.
No, Raveness is a
you're
family that tends to be dark-haired.
I see.
And they have a history of service to the royal family. Currently, they are siding with Princess Sana's claim for the throne.
Okay.
You know very little about
All
the
cares
royal.
about that.
Yeah,
This
doesn't
is
care. Oh man, he doesn't care about. He only knows the stories that are
Well,
the good juicy details. Now, what is the church like? What is the Church of Palor known for? Like being a paladin, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sun god.
Yep.
Think like Lathander.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
It's
like,
more
in-
serious.
Very more
Priests of
serious.
light.
If you combined Helm and Lathander together, there's Palor.
Yeah.
Okay.
They have priests of light and priests of life. Or, yeah.
Life and life.
Okay.
So the light priests are kind of like the fire and brimstone ones. The life ones are kind of like more healy, touchy-feely.
More healy, touchy-feely.
Palor's like fertility for farmland.
Yeah.
And everything like that.
Sun, agriculture, fertility.
Champion in the ball.
Protections.
Yeah.
Things like that.
And he's currently counted among most religions, at least in Vodney, as the king of the gods.
Yep. Chief deity.
Although there has been some people who claim it.
Oh yeah.
Someone's got a bitch moan.
Most
What?
Bahamut is not well worshipped in Vodney, as he is a new deity just introduced on the Dragonborn embassy from the Plateau of Scar.
New character coming out this season.
The DLC.
Bahamut. Just announced. So is it like last few hundred years?
Well,
Or even more recent than that?
most people
the
know
elf?
that there used to be an empire here.
Yeah.
No one's quite remember exactly how long ago it fell.
Not our
The
living
calendar
memory.
only calls it 180 years.
Calendars can get kind of off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the calendar is year 180 right now.
Okay. New calendar.
Yeah.
Okay. So the Polly was talking to us.
Yes.
Um,
Shoes, have you had a chance to examine our charges?
And I look at him with the distraction that he made. I'm like, no, we were just getting into it.
Oh, well, please don't let me interrupt.
So, throw one hell of a dagger and disappear. That'll be quite helpful. And I just kind of tink, tink, tink. I make a lot of noise, so I'm not going to be doing anything like that. And,
Polly looks at you approvingly.
yeah, like, that's right. That's right.
if you need a sneaky person, I can.
And I imagine you're still twiddling with the
Well, no,
rabbit's
she
foot.
puts it away.
Oh, okay.
Do you kind of look a bit like a school teacher still, though, with high neck dress?
Yeah, she
and-
has. I imagine it. She's wearing, because she's wearing leather armor, and she has on like traveling pants, but she has the like a long sleeve coat that just goes down to the waist, and then it's like a long duster length, but it's
Mhm.
open like
Okay.
waist down.
Okay. So he's just going to
But
look
she
at
does have the rapier on her side.
Yeah, get.
right?
Yeah.
Ding, 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 ding. Anyway. So he would just look at you and go, and a scholar, or...
Indeed, I have a fairly broad range of knowledge, and I'm quite good at finding things. I saw where he went.
Well,
It was a lovely trick. And
Nope.
I have... And she does, like, some just sparks.
prestidigitation, yeah.
Just...
Oh, arcane, cool. Then,
Excuse me, Ken.
So, she goes, are they suitable?
seems to be.
Well, since I've introduced myself as well, she goes, I believe we're ready to head off. One of the wagons has been made available to us, and of course our princess would like to have a few words with us before we go. And after that, if you all please make your way to the wagon. They should have it brought round in just a moment. And always one for subtlety, the Temple of Pelor. When the wagon does pull around, there is a big golden emblazoned sun on the side. And tricked out in gold and silver with a red roof
Yep.
and 2 white horses.
So,
Hard to be subtle when you're the sun.
It's really hard.
The tiefling girl immediately goes to work lowering the steps and stuff, and the sheriffs next to you quickly part as here comes Princess Sana, all 5'2". She looks like she's about 14, but it's common knowledge that she's actually 23. There might be a little elven blood in there, but it doesn't show any other way than her slow aging.
I will give a...
Yeah, her two ladies in waiting that you now know are incredibly well armed. Flank her on either side. She, again, will give a curtsy to all seven of you now.
Yeah. Runa will curtsy as well, very deeply.
I give a bow, a deep bow. And I go, my princess.
Antoine catches on a second late, and then gives a really deep bow. He's like, everybody,
I would bow at the same time as you.
Okay. She goes, please. I'm so glad you've decided to take on this mission and escort my cousin, Miss Daffodil. Was I Lady Daffodil? Sorry. This town means an awful lot to me, and I hope you can see to whatever their problem is. I don't exactly know, as the letter was sent to me by a messenger and relayed to me by one of my advisors, that it might be good to take on this opportunity to win the loyalty of the people.
Of
You
course,
understand?
my lady.
She says, I'll cut this short because your brother, of course, is in the tournament later on today, and I promised to give him my favor.
And he just kind of goes, yes, Princess Sana.
you gotta go to work, okay?
It was awfully nice of him to spare us this afternoon to guide us here to this thing.
So does that click for him? Because he heard about that?
Probably.
Okay,
yeah.
cool. That clicks for him. Cool.
So, thank you so much. And she actually reaches out. As far as you know, royalty's not supposed to do this.
Yeah.
But she actually reaches out and touches all of your hands and shakes them all.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh. And she shakes the hand of her cousin.
Yeah.
And then pats the tiefling girl on the head and gives her like one of her horns, a little.
Charming.
And then she goes up and kind of like, you see Marley, you're pretty sure is hiding behind you like she usually does.
I imagine like I just kind of
Step aside.
Yeah.
And she kind of like reaches out and grabs Marley's cheeks. You know she hates it.
Oh yeah.
And she just goes, oh, you're so darling. Oh, I can't wait till you're old enough. And then she steps away, leaves that hanging, and then walks out the front door. Goodbye. Goodbye. And then one of her ladies quickly catches up with the horseshoe of flowers. And they get in, they walk off to the other carriage. Your brother gives you a salute.
Yep.
Brother. Hope you'll be rooting for me today.
Well, if you're as skilled as you think you are, you won't need me.
Yes. Anyway, good luck. Keep Miss Daffodil safe. Hops on his horse, and the rest of the group leave. As soon as they're gone,
As soon as he leaves,
the sheriff,
immediately.
the sheriff all start unbuttoning coats and
Yeah.
talking amongst themselves like, oh, thank God.
So there's like a jingle as Antoine goes and grabs his bag, his little knapsack, and walks over and he's like, so who's older?
I am. Right?
No.
No, he's older?
He's older.
Okay, so he is, but he's only half brother.
Still family.
Yeah. He thinks he's all tough shit because he can ride a horse all pretty.
Miss Daffodil or Lady Daffodil looks at you like, yes. The joust has become something of a cultural favorite of the people, and of course, my cousin thinks the world of it. I myself prefer more blood.
Thank you.
Speaking of which, Bishella, if you will, Bishella sets down the case she's been carrying, opens it up, and takes out a rather long dagger and a rapier, puts them on the silk pillow, and brings them over to Lady Daffodil, who will take them, put them where they belong. Not allowed to carry weapons in the princess's carriage.
Yeah.
If we're ready,
Of course.
Of course.
We'll have to make do with the carriage for all of us. You won't mind,
No.
gentlemen, riding up top.
Oh no, that's where I'm most comfortable.
One of you can decide amongst yourselves who will take the rear position. And then she steps into the carriage. Ladies, if you will. Go inside, please.
And then all the
He
squires.
He sort of gives you the motion to go up first.
Thank you.
The carriage driver looks like he's a bit of an old timer. He's probably in his 50s, grizzled beard. He's got a rather long scar down one cheek and a badly dented symbol of Pelor hanging from a chain from his.
Crossbow bolt.
Yes. Yeah.
He does have a crossbow sitting next to the thing, but who's sitting next to him and who's going to go in the back of the.
Back.
So you go to the back. You sit down next to him. He pats the crossbow and goes, "Don't expect trouble, but it's best to be prepared."
Or you can take care of it.
Well, hopefully you're here to take care of it. Yeah!
Oh,
And
you're
he
saying that's for
starts
him? That's for him?
No, the
No.
crossbow is to protect the carriage.
We
but-
just got hired to protect the carriage.
Yeah, he's saying
Yeah.
if there's any trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, he starts the carriage moving, and you ride off. The crowds who came out to see you obviously have gone to the joust because the streets are almost empty.
Yeah.
As you ride out of the city of Vest. Wow. Just lost my own city name.
Lost your own. Gotta find it, Ken. Gotta find it.
It's a bright, sunny day afternoon when you ride out of the city.
Pelor's lights grazing us.
You hear from inside the wagon, Priestess Polly go, no need to, she's just all, you don't have to do it, we all know you're there.
Thanks.
And you ride out of town.
So it's just the ladies in there?
Yeah.
I'll reach my hand out to you and be like,
Yeah,
Narcy.
Runa.
And
And what are your skills?
I'll just have my violin case.
And I'd be like,
Bard.
Bard, yes.
let's just say that she can say an insult that would hurt you for a generation.
I've met many about. They're usually very pleasant.
Michelle goes, can you play us a tune? And the priestess goes, Michelle dear, please.
I would totally just whip out the violin
Whip it out.
and play
Oh,
it.
thank you.
And she'll play on the way there.
Yeah, I'd introduce myself to Marley as well.
She says, pleased to meet you. I'm Miley Raveness.
Pleasure. You're quite young for such a important.
I'm just a squire. I just scrub pots and clean shoes right now.
Well, far less industrious youth have gotten something. I don't know. I'm a sentence.
She's just all, that's okay. She says, but it's nice to meet you.
Pleasure.
What do you do?
I am a scholar. I like books.
He doesn't think it's that.
Just being polite.
But the tiefling goes, oh, I love a good book.
Yes, there's.
And again, Polly, the priestess goes, Bashella, dear, you're not supposed to talk to them. You're my squire. Please conduct yourself appropriately. And she just kind of goes, oh, you never let me have any fun.
Up on the top, Antoine's gonna trade riddles with the guy if he's got any.
You give him a riddle,
Yeah.
and he goes, sorry, son, I haven't a clue.
And he's lost his respect for this man. He's like,
He's just all, I'm just an old soldier.
well, how do you pass the time?
I make sure we stay on the road. I take an occasional rabbit out in the fields with Betsy here. That's all I can muster.
Okay. Well,
You're just
in that case, he sparks up his sage stogue. I
Okay.
guess his sage cigarette, and he's just puffing on that.
Alright. He goes, what is that, rosemary?
Guess again.
Alright, so you ride off into the evening. The carriage continues moving at night. Supposedly, you can get almost anywhere in Bodney in 2 days.
Mm-hmm.
Starting from the capital, you'll probably be there by morning.
Yep.
It's not a big place, and you're going pretty fast. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you do notice that you are headed almost due south. 2 days due south, you're fine. 3 days due south, and you're at the edge of the Stormmaker.
Yeah, you don't like the Stormmaker. A lot of stuff comes out of there.
Yes.
Now, remind me what the separation between Vodney and.
Okay, so picture Vodney, the jewel of the world. Prime
Rough shape.
real estate in
Yeah.
the center of the continent.
Okay.
Just off the coast, about a mile, the kingdom of Mavonis that used to rule all of
Yeah,
the continent.
it's like the Britain.
Yeah. Above Vodney is Cruz, and a couple of free states on the coast that are too cold for anyone to particularly care about, and a big dwarven kingdom. And then to the northeast, Baltaria.
Okay, so.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, cool. Got it.
Now, most of the surviving kingdoms, other than Vodney, which has a lot of prime real estate, Cruz and Baltaria are almost completely mountainous regions.
Now, there's land connecting them? Or
Yes.
is it ocean across?
No, it's the Badlands connects them.
Okay. That was just picturing his plot, how he.
Yeah. You would have had to cross the Badlands.
Cool.
You're stealthy. So it's
Oh,
super
yeah.
easy.
Yeah. Now, the Badlands are called the Badlands mainly for what grows there. Although
Bad
some
things.
nasty things have crept into there from the Stormmaker, mostly it's just overgrown.
Yeah. Just not,
It's the Stormmakers where it's truly dangerous.
not inhabited.
Yeah. Or if it is inhabited, it's not claimed by any one country.
Okay.
So, you pass the night in the wagon. Those inside the wagon, the priestess recommends you try and get some sleep, as we will probably ride through most of the day to get there in a hurry. We have been requested. You can see that deer's got it, right? She points over to Marley, who's already...
Mm-hmm.
I can.
Well, if you're sure. Miss Runa, if you'd like to sleep, feel free.
We'll do some meditation.
Oh, wait, you're an elf. Never mind. I'm sorry.
Both elves.
You have to forgive my cultural ignorance. I don't meet a lot of elves.
I want to.
Yes, dear, I'm sorry.
Don't forget me.
I didn't mean anything by it, of course.
It is kind of you to think of us.
And Bishella goes, Truly, she didn't think of you that much. She forgot all about your elvens. And again, she gets it.
Like
A sharp.
Shh.
Stop it.
Not like her.
And you're up on. You probably get some shut eye after a bit.
Well, he.
It's fairly comfortable back there. Your feet don't dangle off the backboard, so you could even get some sleep leaning against the wall, or you
Yeah.
can just stay awake.
No, he'd be sleeping. He'd be doing the military nap, where you're like you're half awake, half asleep, just kind of there. Yeah. Oh my god.
just a small glass.
Yeah.
Small cup. That was the ding.
Small glass of.
Small glass of wine.
Oh, you pop open a small glass of wine.
He does like sort of like
the
hold
driver
the bottle
goes
down.
The driver finally goes, well, now you're talking my speed, son. He fishes out a tin cup out of a bag at his feet. And,
Have yourself a drink.
He goes,
No, I'm Irish. God. Have yourself a drink there.
I've got to keep one hand on the reins, if you wouldn't mind. You pour him some. And he just slams it like it's a shot.
Waste.
And then puts his tin cup down and goes, that is the spot. Yeah! That's the most you've heard him say since you got up there.
Not answering a riddle, but it's fine.
Yeah. So you ride throughout the day. You passed another village.
Mm-hmm.
You think you caught the name of Lower Vodney to the west.
Oh, it's gonna kill me. Wait, is it Lower Vodney to the west? Lower Vodney to
Or
the
there's
east?
Western Lower Vodney.
Western
Or lower western Vodney.
Yes.
Or Vodney to the lower west of the eastern Vodney.
The West City Eastman.
Yeah, just...
But your trip is, again, pass through another village, and then your wagon starts to slow as you come to a walled... the wall is older than the village itself, it seems. Village. And there's currently 4 very well-armed, you assume townspeople. They're not armored. They look like they're uncomfortable with what weapons they're carrying, but they are carrying them at the front gate. It is open because you don't think there's actually a gate that goes in that front gate.
Okay.
It's just an open archway of stone. And there is a nicely constructed wooden guard house. Not tower. Guard house
yeah.
in front of the gate. And one of them will kind of like step up. And not really blocking the carriage, but step up as if he intends to speak to the driver, whoever's coming. And the driver pulls up, gives you a glance, and goes, "In there, son," to the guy.
Yeah.
You just notice
Yeah.
that the carriage is stopping.
Yeah, so it stops us. Yeah.
The Poppy goes, "Oh, it's the villagers. Would one of you handle that?"
Yeah, Runa will
Go for it.
we'll look, and then if you say, she'll kind of step out.
Okay. Oh, yes, lady.
We are the envoy sent from Princess Sana in response to your request.
Oh,
This is
that's fast. We only sent that request last week.
West Sonneberg, correct?
Yes. Like he had to remember.
She's just like,
Are we the West? Yes.
Or we
yes.
the western Sonnenberg.
yeah. It was deemed to be of the utmost importance, but we are a bit short on details. If you can provide them.
Details, yes. Well, please go on in. You're what to go straight to the mayor. The
Of
mayor
course.
can explain everything and show you the thing. Or one of the things.
Perfect.
I imagine Cole, he gets up and he does like the old man grunt, the
Dad noise.
yeah, the dad noise, just because like
He's been napping in armor.
been
You okay
napping
there,
in
Dad?
armor, been sitting there for a while.
Oh, I should mention the inside of this carriage is a portable, basically, temple of power. You can see there are places under the benches that probably pull out to let 4 additional people in there that legs can drop down, kind of like a camper wagon. And they can actually get a small congregation into the temple. Or just open up one of the walls if more people want to get in.
Halo on wheels.
It is very Palor on wheels.
Yeah. Do you have directions to this mayor's house?
Oh yeah, yes. You wanna go straight down, and he's using there's an old keep, and he's using most of the blue boards, so you're gonna see a mostly stone and blue house. That's the mayor's house.
Lovely. Pleasure.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you so much for coming, Lady.
Runa.
Oh.
Elsbeth.
He's almost like he was a little disappointed.
Expecting something else, yeah.
Yeah, he's just all, oh, well, great. Thank you.
And she'll just like look up at the driver.
Who goes?
And it's yeah, and she just like hops back up.
Okay. As you can see the guards like scratching his head as the wagon drives by. As you see him looking at the back of the wagon, he sees you in the back.
Yeah.
And he kind of goes. He looks really confused.
Sure, these people have any better idea of what's going on than we do.
I just follow the guy in the shiny armor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Family or family?
Family.
Adorable.
You.
Finally, Marley wakes up as you guys hit a rather deep.
I imagine she's got a little bit of drool.
Yeah, but you hit a deep pothole and she's like, Narcy, where are we?
We're where we're supposed to be, so shape up or else Cole's gonna yell at you.
Runa will like reach over and just like pressurize the drool dry and clean and stuff.
She goes,
You might, if you just do stuff like that, you might get her to like books. You might get her just a little interested.
what did you do?
Oh, I learned it from a book.
You know the thing I use to flavor your juice?
You use books in my juice? Sorry.
I'm just gonna use the same smell to just kind of like have like a farm, like barnyard smell underneath her nose.
Oh, okay. And she's like, ooh, oh, Narcy. Anyway, the carriage rides through the town. You can see, and you can see. You guys can't because it's hard to see out the windows.
Yeah.
Unless you want to peek out the drapes.
Nah.
This looks like it at one time was a military base. Might have even been a small keep and castle and bailey.
Okay.
Now it is most of the stone that used to be is being used as foundation for wooden houses. The houses all seem to be of fairly new construction, maybe the past 10 years, but using very old wood. Most of the paint, like the construction looks new, but most of the paint looks peeled and cracked, where it hasn't been painted over and then peeled and cracked again.
Reclaimed wood.
Yes. Yeah. The entire town looks like it's artisanal and reclaimed.
That was your
Another
name.
one. There's a,
Oh God! Damn it! Like,
They make chiropractors.
They make chiropractors. That's a clip.
maybe I'll get Amazon to send me one.
Anywho, so reclaimed wood.
So you're not sure. I mean, it looks like this town was built from the ruins of
The
a
older
large
town?
keep or a large castle.
Okay.
You can even see is framework for some of the buildings. It looks like one of the buildings, the right side of the wall, looks like it's got chair parts made for the seam that covers the wall.
It's a patch job on
Yeah, but it looks like they did a lot of work to make it symmetrical and look nice using really old wood.
Is it like that like junkyard aesthetic?
Kind of.
Okay.
Although you think it's probably unintentional.
Yeah, of course. They're working with what they've got.
Yeah.
You will pass through a market that looks like it's mostly for fresh vegetables. You do hear off in the distance the clanging of an anvil and hammer, at least 2 hammers on an anvil.
Ting, 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 ting.
Yeah, so there's at least 2 people working as a smithing forge. You don't see any weapons, but you do see everyone in the town who's wearing moderately affluent gear is armed. Although most of them walk like they've never fought a duel in their life. Or probably never been trained to use the sword.
Yeah.
They are wearing a lot of the style of the capital, which is the thick, heavy coat with the big cuffs and big collar, flat down or pulled up past your head. Very bright Vodney colors. Lots of blues and pastels.
Like it.
You know, everyone knows that blue is Sama's favorite color, so almost everyone here is blue. And then the blue house that you see, that you think the guard described. It's not it's not much bigger than the rest of the houses in the town, but it looks like they've gone to some effort to build it all out of the same color wood. And other than it being really old wood, it is very nicely constructed. It's built on half a frame of stone. It looks like there was at one time a main building in the keep, got sheared off at about this angle, and they built wood up from it.
Okay.
And standing out front of it is what appears to be a footman, who will, when the carriage rolls up, he signals to the driver, "Here, stop here."
Stop here.
And the driver's like,
Yeah.
and he will come up and stand next to the door and go, May I open the door?" And the priestess goes, "Oh, that's me. Yes, you may open."
And I'll just kind of pop off the
Okay.
back.
Yeah, get off. And
The driver just stays where he's at. The priestess walks out, and she holds the opposite side of the door from you and waits for everyone to get out.
Nope. He helps Narcy out. Helps Marley out.
And then the priestess walks up to you and goes, "Terrible with people."
He just kind of laughs and goes, "That's fine."
So I'll depend on most of you to do it.
It's a good thing we all have charisma.
We're all charisma characters. So yeah.
been
Just
talking
like,
about it for a while.
yeah. So he's just like, "We'll take care of it."
You, sir, where can my carriage park? And he goes, you can tell, for some reason, when she says that, he looks offended. Although you don't know why. She seemed perfectly not, but he almost kind of like, not say like that. But you don't see anything wrong with the way she's speaking.
Mm-hmm.
But he goes, "Well, I'll guide your carriage driver to where he can park it." And they kind of like walk off, and he gets up on the carriage. He goes, "See?
Yeah. It's fair. Don't worry about it. So, I can lead us in."
Oh, as you're waiting, you hear a blood-curdling scream
Oh, that's
from
the call.
somewhere inside the house.
Oh, yeah.
It sounds like a scream of rage, almost barely human, female voice. Just
Oh.
and it
Does this seem like first
shifts
story?
between decibels
Yeah.
and tones. At first, it's really high and loud, and then at the end, it goes yo.
Okay.
This is like first story.
It's a two-story house. It's hard to tell where it came from exactly.
I'm just
Someone
gonna
on the other side of the door.
No, I have no idea.
I'm just gonna bust through the front
Okay,
door.
you
You're
go.
thinking front door. He's thinking second story, so he's
Yeah.
gonna try and pop up.
You go
She'll follow behind.
kicking
Yeah.
in the door, and 3 feet in front of you, you see a man wearing a deep blue coat. He's got a handkerchief in his hand. He's polishing what look like 2 medals that he's pinned to his breast.
Yeah.
And he goes, starts when the door suddenly kicks in and goes, whoa, 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 whoa.
And I'm at Longsword, and I'm just like sitting there going, "It was a scream."
Oh, you heard that, did you?
I'm surprised
No.
the town's not coming running.
Oh, they're used to it by now. I am the mayor, Gerhard Wivel.
I just imagine yourself.
No, his head pops.
Pops
from
down.
Yeah, he looks down. And he's like, "Oh shit!" And then he does a little whoof, and then he comes up.
Gerhard?
Gerhard Wivel. I'm the elected mayor of Vodney, Western. Sorry, he goes, Western Sonneberg.
Western Sonneberg.
Art.
Wivel.
Whipple.
2 V's. E-L.
I imagine that's what PCs do every time. They have a little book, and they all...
He says, we've been investigated 6 times already. Passed for flying colors every time.
Investigated by whom?
And for what?
This was by the inspectors.
Have I ever heard of inspectors?
if you had read the background for Bunny, you
I
would
did.
The inspectors are a secret group appointed by the royal family
Okay.
who go around when there's any threat or report of corruption from the officials anywhere in Vaughn.
Okay.
And they go in secret and investigate. If no corruption is found, they report back that no corruption is found. If corruption is found, they report back and that person is replaced.
Okay.
Because above all, the royal family wants its citizens to be happy. And you can't be happy with corrupt officials. Is their thinking mind.
Okay.
So, the inspectors, who are all personally appointed in secret by the royal family, all answer to someone called the Inspector General, who is also appointed in secret and promoted from amongst the other inspectors.
Okay. Not sound like it could have any problems or corruption in it whatsoever.
What? Vani's infallible.
I said it does not sound.
I read my lips.
He says,
Intent.
he says, and I am, of course, starting goalie for our team.
Lovely. And yet you
I
have.
decided really heavily.
Unfortunately, the missive that was conveyed to us was rather vague as to what exactly you need assistance
I'm afraid
with.
that was by design. What?
And now we are here, so perhaps there can be some more details.
Well, would any of you
Leans
care
in.
to have something to eat, a drink from, must be road weary a bit?
Kind of like, doesn't push past, but sort of like gets in and he's like,
I had my chef preparing cakes all morning, and I have a very nice vintage direct from...
I'm really rather perturbed by the screaming.
Oh, I can explain.
perhaps
Perhaps we
you
should have a
should.
seat and you can explain it.
Of course. He says,
drinks.
he says, do I detect a Baltarian accent?
Oh, you have a keen ear.
I like to think so.
He glances over
We played the
to see if you've
Baltarian...
got like a eye of recognition. But
He goes, we played the Baltarian Irregulars in a friendly last year. Oh, lovely chaps.
And I'm just like, oh, more sports people.
You're in the wrong country if you don't like sports.
That's why it's awesome. That's why I love this character.
And he says, and one of them sent me a fine red. I actually was planning on opening it for this occasion, if you'd like to partake.
oh, a Baltarian.
Yes.
Oh, I am most joyed to hear that.
Excellent. Well, again, there's cakes and tea for anybody who doesn't want the red. I'll get the, and he goes, Digby, would you, go fetch that red up from my cellars? And Digby, who you can see is a white-haired man, probably wearing a wig, also dressed in very, very fine butlery-like clothing, looks terrified when he tells him to go down to the cellars and fetch up the red. But he does, and he goes, right away, Your Honor. Kind of slowly
watch him?
backs out of the room. And you hear a heavy sigh as he closes the door.
I'm just like, why did he seem so reluctant?
It's all part of the story. And he goes, I've written it down, and so I don't leave anything out accidentally.
Perfect, a wise gentleman.
And he says, please, the tea should still be warm.
Is there a seat with cushions?
And they're all cushioned.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
He's gonna make himself very comfortable.
Runa will have a seat and she'll begin very properly pouring tea with a smile. This is
when
just
when you pour tea,
lovely.
he just puts his hand over the cup.
And
Really just straight to business.
No, she looks at her and she's like, we must be polite to our hosts so that they tell us the entire story.
The tiefling girl goes, I'll have some tea.
Yeah, she'll pour some.
And
Go ahead.
the priestess is just standing back at the door like
Yeah.
she's a guard.
Yep.
Just staying well away from what's going on. Anyway, he pulls out a piece of paper and kind of fishes for a pair of spectacles. That's really just a monocle. It's missing one of the glasses. And he goes, yes, it all started when Miss Tika Tarnborough died. It was a tragedy. She had just finally found her true love. With that, a fine traveling gentleman, Marcellus Montecito. Yes, that's what I have written down. They were set to move to his estates in High Vodney North. She had sold her house, and the town, we've already made arrangements to take over her job as a school teacher. She was a charming woman, but a bit of a spinster. Anyway, yes, the town people had made arrangements to replace her at the school. To suddenly fall ill like that, pass away, and the night before her wedding. It was a tragedy, terrible, terrible thing. Of course, that Marcellus person was beside himself. Said he would never find love again. Anyway, he left his. So of course we had the funeral. The gentleman attended, as we did most of the city. We had it up on the old Sand Hill Cemetery. We don't bury a lot of people there because, of course, the town is all very happy and healthy, and there's rarely any death other than old age. And people who die of old age, we inter them in their family plots. But when somebody dies of mysterious or illness, we like to bury the corpse outside. For safety. You're with me, right? Mm-hmm. And of course, this being so close to the Stormmaker. Well, you understand.
Of course, sounds very...
Mm-hmm. So, yes, the whole town attended the funeral. Even that Mr. Montecito, something like that. He attended the funeral. In fact, he even left his coat of arms in with the poor departed woman in her coffin. He placed it in there just before they left. And then we buried her. One of the newer parts of Sand Hill. We don't like to go to the old graveyard. Just out of respect. He's all looking going like, you with me, right?
Yeah. No, Runa is just doing the very okay.
Okay.
I'm just staring at him very inquisitively, this still doesn't answer the screen.
Yeah.
So,
well, no, she's a historian, so she's done oral interviews.
So, that Sybil that he left, he said his speech. The charming gentleman said that they would always be together, and that he would love her and be his only love for the rest of his life. It's all very flowery and nice. And of course, our priest spoke. Yeah, he's not the most. Anyway, he left town the next day, and presumably to return to his estate to mourn. And it was 3 days after that the first dead started to return.
Dead started to return
to their homes.
One starts pulling necklaces out, each one of them a different symbol. He's just starts going through like a keychain. Then he finds the Raven Queen, and he's like,
So of course,
I just look at you, and I just mouth.
he disregards you, and he's just like
yeah.
good for you.
So of course, last it was 3 nights ago. My auntie returned.
So when you say returned,
walked right down from the graveyard and came in the door like she owned the place.
And is this...
And she wasn't been mayor for years.
That's the concerning part. And are these all dearly departed who were buried in Sand Hill?
Yes.
And are they violent?
Not so far. But you have to admit it does put one off their dinner.
Antoine's pacing.
And do they seem to know whom they should be?
She certainly acts like she owns the house.
She speaks to you?
Not in words, but she does make a lot of gestures, and she still has that imperious manner.
And the screaming.
Yes, out of her.
Could we meet her?
Sure, I just sent Mr. Digby down.
Oh, she's in
the cellar.
she's in the cellar.
Just then you see Mr. Digby coming up, straightening his wig, holding a bottle of red wine.
He grabs it from him. He's like,
He kinda like-
allow me.
Gives it to him and he goes, if that'll be all, sir. And he goes, oh, quite, yes, thank you.
You're really good at the cork sound.
And then this Digby person walks out the front door.
Just
Yeah.
walks out the
Just
front.
leaves.
He's gone.
And he says, I have to apologize for that. He's not actually my son. He's he's a gentleman who came to town a few days ago, and I've been putting him to work as,
But he does.
Yes.
Yeah.
He walked out the door of the room we were in, or he walked out the front
Walked
door.
out the front
like,
door.
puts on his hat and he's like, I'm done for the day.
Yeah.
He's done. Okay.
I mean, wouldn't you?
Oh,
Yeah.
well, Antoine, definitely, yeah. He's poured five glasses, I guess, and so then he's kind of shaking. He's already sipping on his, and then he goes to hand them.
Runa takes one and drinks. She's looks
She is
just very
vocal.
interested. Like, this is the most interesting.
Yeah, so he'll just be like, thank you. So she,
Anyway, so of course we sent to the good Princess Sana. May she be Empress one day. To seek some aid.
And your aid has
here
arrived.
it is.
Yes.
Slams it.
Did anyone? You said that there are not many deaths in your fine town.
Oh, not any more than any regular.
Of course. But there were no deaths between the lovely Miss Tarnbo and these events.
Oh, after? No. Not that I'm aware of.
Have you buried in this new graveyard before her
Oh, yes.
death?
Yes, quite often. In fact, my aunt was interred there.
How many years
it's
ago?
Just after her.
Would have been 10.
What is the?
Wait, from the Tika girl's death
No.
or from your aunt's
It's
death?
10 years ago now.
My
She
my
was
aunt
buried.
died approximately 10 years ago. Not to the day.
How long ago did Miss Tarnbo die?
Oh, about a month.
So like you say that and it's just like, oh, sighting incident. There it is.
I mean, obviously.
Yeah.
And what is the oldest newly returned, dearly departed?
Oh, I mean, it's not really a competition.
But just
if it was.
if it was.
I would have to say it's probably my auntie.
Antoine turns from the window, staring at where the cemetery likely is, and then he's like, "Have you angered any witches?"
Make perception roll.
Perceptible. Oh, 12.
That's probably good enough. It's bright day.
Okay, good.
You look out the window down the street, and there you see Sir Digby
Yeah.
with a stick in his hand,
Like,
hitting an old woman in the street. At least it looks like it's an old woman.
does she look kind of pale? Can he see?
It's hard to tell. She's wearing a lot of black with a veil.
Oh. So he just sees.
He is full on. That's why you're watching. You see at least 3 strikes direct to the head before the old woman goes down.
And she goes down.
She does go down. And then 2 more strikes once she's down, to be sure. And then he throws his stick aside and goes. And keeps walking.
And I couldn't help but notice that your townsfolk seem particularly well armed at the moment.
Well, yes, we're trying to keep the dear dead people out of the city.
But they haven't
it's
been
bad
violent.
for trade.
But no violence has occurred.
Not yet, no. But, any time now, I suppose.
I suppose.
You haven't angered a witch or a hag.
Well, this isn't Cruz, sir.
looks out the window again, and he's like,
Whatever you say, buddy. So perhaps we should go meet dear Auntie. What was her name?
Oh, well, Margaret Whipple. Used to only call her Mayor Whipple. I, of course, haven't kept that up. Everyone can call me Gerard. Unless you prefer Mayor Whipple. I can't remember, he's been investigated 3 times. Six times.
"You drink?"
Yeah, he drinks.
The poison's starting to take effect.
Joke's on you. I'm immune to poison.
Isn't that
Not yet.
like 6th level?
Who says I'm actually a human?
Anyway, he
But,
says, well, again, she's in the cellar. I took the precaution to chain her to the wall, just in case. Because I sleep in the house.
Yeah.
Of course.
And
You don't want her creeping into the mayor's bedroom.
And my fiancé, fiancé stays in the house too, sometimes.
Yeah.
I hate to have her accidentally walk in on us.
That
would definitely
put a damper
ruin
on things.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean, sure. Why don't I take you to the cellar now? You can see the cellar is not overly well stocked. All of it has been purchased with my own money. I purchased none of it with taxes.
Right, of course.
Mostly all from my soccer winnings. Did I mention I was starting goalie?
Like when you say that, he also saw. He just. Yes. No, you did.
I'm also the captain of the team. Have
Oh,
been for
are
4
you?
years.
You'd be surprised. How many people who are sports enthusiasts who tell you that they're sports enthusiasts?
Anyway, so if you'll follow me, it's just down the stairs past the kitchen.
He's in the very back. Like,
Now, Priestess Polly steps up and goes, perhaps I should go first.
Oh, mean.
I'll be right on her section.
Okay, I don't know if it's necessary for all of you to come, but of course I won't.
oh, I can stay back here. I can walk to the door.
So the mayor, plain as day, goes, she sits down here and opens up a trap door with a staircase that leads down. She goes, perhaps you'd better stay too, young man. Why, she doesn't call him young man because she's younger than him. So she calls him, perhaps you'd better stay here too, Mr. Mayor. And she will clomp down the stairs.
Are they gonna stay?
I can subjugate her to
But
bed.
Bashilla is like right on her tail too. You'll almost have to nudge her out of the way to go next.
And then while we're coming down, I'm just gonna slowly be unsheathing my longboard
Okay.
and just kind of keep it on my side.
Okay. So you're going down as well?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So all 3 of you follow, or you follow, and then Bashella's right behind you. She kind of like almost elbows you out of the way to get in there next. And then, because she really wants to see an undead thing.
That's fair.
And so the wine cellar is big, really well appointed. There's lots of, just at a passing glance, there's a lot of award-winning wines. Like in places of honor in the cellar. And then towards the end is what looks like a very dead old lady chained to a wall.
You just hear mumbled, I wonder if they had to install the chains. Or if they were
you
here
start
before.
mumbling.
No, she's actually chained to a beam that holds up the wall. So the chains are like looped behind her.
Okay.
And it's not a good job. They just like chained her arms down and
It's
wrapped
like in
chains
Breaking
around
Bad,
her.
that first, when he's just, that pole in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, if she was like, they would probably fall down the chains. So there she is, just kind of like slumped over against them. There is slight movement.
Once we get down there, Runa will kind of start pushing her way towards the front a little bit. So imagine we don't have to stay single file once
No,
we're in the
it's
cellar.
way too big for a not for
Cellar / dungeon.
Yeah.
Madam Mayor, are you open to visitors at the moment?
The head kind of like, and the eyes open up. Where one of her eyeballs is, there's now a beetle poking out.
Oh.
Just kind of looking. Little feelers.
I see where he gets his good looks, though.
And she kind of just like looks at you. A little bit of muddy drool comes out.
Do you understand us? Nod once for yes?
Kind of goes.
No.
Then how would it be able to say no if it didn't understand us?
We've been speaking. We've been speaking to your nephew Gerhardt.
She scowls.
Yeah,
She spits out a beetle.
I take it you're not a fan.
I bet she can understand.
Is that why you've returned to take the reins of government?
And she goes. She points at the wine thing and goes.
So I just get it. Like, what damage can we do?
When you pop the wine open, she looks horrified.
Oh.
Like she's just like, oh, what did you do? That's an ancient old vintage. It's an award winner. She's just like, all of that is portrayed in that one scream. You stupid bastard! You're not supposed to open the wine.
She wanted
Not the vintage.
I just put it in her hand.
She goes.
And he's just like, well, it's open now. You might as well.
And it all pours out her throat.
Yep. And he's just like, well, maybe it'll make her easier to talk to. Works with the living, why not the dead?
I'm gonna telepathy her.
Oh, that's
Okay.
right. Great old one.
Yeah.
So you can just send messages at this point, right? Or can you actually read?
It's not read thoughts. It's telepathy. So she establishes a two-way communication between the two of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's basically just a constant message.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Without having to whisper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. What you get back is this is basically all long-term memory.
Mm-hmm.
No short-term memory at all.
Okay.
All long-term memory and animal instinct is all.
Okay.
And even animal instinct is putting it
Generously.
generously. It's all. She's basically acting 100% on long-term memory.
Okay. What is the most recent memory I can kind of lead her to?
Her
How's it going
most
down
recent memory
You're like, how's it going down
is her nephew pulling her family's signet ring off her finger before she was dead and telling her, "Won't you just die already?"
Goddamn, in good fortitude.
Yeah.
That's her last memory.
Okay. Lovely. Lovely point. Well, her long-term memory is intact, I believe.
Explains why they still have a little bit of personality.
Indeed. And dear Gerhardt was not the most doting of nephews.
Oh.
Can't imagine why.
Oh, I believe he really wanted to be near.
Like,
That wasn't the impression I got, was it?
No, you think she died of natural cause.
okay.
He was just waiting for it.
He was
No.
just impatient.
Oh.
It's
Just impatient.
Alright, so it's not,
Murder?
well, no, it's not one of those undead that come back and, choke you in your sleep.
No. I wonder... We should find more of the undead. I wonder if they all had similarly dissatisfying ends.
I'm curious about the
Although,
sigil that was
I think
left.
that Tika person was cursed.
It's very possible. Or her end was just particularly unsatisfying. My concern is undead are not typically...
Yeah, no, this freaks me out more than a ghoul would. Like, an undead that was trying to eat me, I'd understand, but this is just weird.
But I don't think there's much more we can learn from the Horde here.
Right.
I wonder if they've tried just killing them. They keep coming back.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at the priestess.
And she goes, well, I mean, the master of my order would just, and it would pff the dust. But I am not the master of this order.
Alright.
She says we'd have to do it the hard way.
And so I just like take out my long sword and go.
She goes, we could try and discover the cause of this, and then hopefully, if they all return, we can peacefully set them back to rest. I mean, it doesn't seem
They don't
like...
seem to be doing any harm.
Yeah, it
He
doesn't
puts it
seem
back.
like the old lady's causing too much trouble, and I'm kind of keen to leave her down here in the main.
I think it would serve him right, personally.
Perhaps he can lead us to some of the other returned folks and see if there's any...
That would be enlightening.
Excuse you. They are cool.
So, shall we go inquire of the mayor where we should head to next?
Of course. Alright, let's go hit up the mayor and see where the other returned are.
Okay. So he will give you 4 other names. He says, well, the widow Wilson, of course, her husband's returned, so I guess
Just Wilson.
just Mrs. Wilson, as she's asked to be called again.
Weird.
And of course, there's the Adfel twins. They've come back.
That's 4.
Adfel?
Mm-hmm.
And
And then there's the Smythes. They had a whole brace come back. 6 family members total.
And out of curiosity, have you tried returning them to the land of the non-living?
Funny you should mention that. That Digby fellow, he keeps saying we should just pummel them into submission and have done. Put them back where they belong.
And you've not tried that?
Well, they're family.
Of course.
You'll just take the step forward and be like, they were family.
Yes, but I mean, I never particularly cared for my aunt, to be totally honest. But
You don't
Shocking.
say.
but still, she's family. I have a hard time taking the stick to her.
Indeed. Is he wearing a signet ring?
Yes, he is.
She'll just kind of look and is like, it seemed that at one point that might have saved you some time.
I'm not sure what you mean.
So,
She has a bit of memory left. Final moments.
He does look a little embarrassed and quite annoyed.
so if you don't want us to just kill them, then why'd you have,
Not to stop any more from coming back.
maybe you should just stop burying people in that graveyard?
Oh, yes, but I mean, there are a lot more buried there already.
How many would you guess?
Oh, well, I did attend every funeral.
Right.
Ballpark.
I would have to say there's a good 50 of our fair citizens over the years who passed away, of other than old age causes, and of course indigents we bury there.
Indigents?
Oh, like
People without permanent address who pass away.
travelers.
Yes.
No, we're upstairs again.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well then, yeah, he's had a couple more glasses. He's a little bit more calm now, but. So, what did you find?
Jeez.
Before we do that, Take a little break.
Take a little break. Break time.
Air conditioner.
Yeah.
Break time.
I don't have really a break thing. I
Just
guess
kick
I
it over
use
to-
that. Right?
Yeah, go for
Stick
it.
around.
Stick
All right,
around.
we'll be back shortly. We're back. Hello. So, jumping right back in, where we left off, you're pretty much done with the mayor, I assume.
Oh yeah, he's useless now.
As we leave,
He bids his farewells, though.
Runa will go, investigated 6 times.
Right.
Did they see the cellar?
Did they see the undead?
Well, this is more recent. It's really... It's kind of soccer winnings when you those kinds of... There was elven wine in there.
Might be when she was upset.
No, the bottle you opened is pre-empire.
Okay.
Oh.
Whatever, I don't know.
So, anyway,
Yeah.
you have left the mayor's house.
Do we see an old woman
Just
slumped
corpse.
in the street?
You look, and there is a mass of black rags in the street. The Bishella goes, "Ooh, what happened to that poor dear?"
I saw. What's his name again?
Digby.
Digby. I want to say Dick for some reason.
Digby.
Digby. Yeah. I saw Digby beating an old woman, what seemed to be an old woman in the streets, while we were
With a stick.
having that meeting.
Oh no!
He didn't seem so.
Marley goes, "Oh no!" and starts to go over to her.
No.
Let's,
Why don't you take a look at it?
Within 30 feet.
Are you
You're
gonna-
gonna pick it?
There is definitely undead right there in the street in front of you.
Yeah.
Daggers just.
well, we
Barely
wanted
pulled
to
out.
have a chat with one.
Okay. Yeah, Marley definitely sit back.
But I have to get a bit closer to be able to chat.
Okay. So I'll just walk on up and just go to pick her up.
Yeah, and I'm right
It's like
there
kind
with
of
him.
to help her up. It's like, oh no, lady, let's get up.
Do you like lift her up from the front or from the back?
He's like
back.
a few
I'm picking up
feet
from
behind
her
you,
arms,
just
like
like
kind of grabbing her and just kind of.
Okay.
kind of at a distance.
Alright, so you reach and find out where her arms. There's not a lot of flesh under the clothes. You kind of go,
Oh,
I
AC,
did it
you
again,
did it
didn't I?
again.
sorry. You
I was
kind
like,
of
It's cold. I'm like, oh, that's so long.
forgot about.
So nice though.
You pick her up and yeah, there's definitely just bone under this dress.
I pick up the bony lass.
Okay. It kind of like collapses into bits of fragments of bone when you pick it up. There's no cohesion anymore.
Like she just disappears.
Except for the skull rolls out of the thing and kind of goes,
Can I see
and the
if
jaw is still attached, kind of.
can I use telepathy and see if I can get any thoughts?
There's nothing left.
There's nothing left.
Just automation.
Yeah. It seems just motion, not thought like the other. Perhaps.
And because she's dead? Or something?
No, she faint.
Yeah, the skull is still moving.
Maybe after you
Evidently, whoever hit her with a stick, Sir Digby, did a very good job of disconnecting all of her major moving points.
He threw the stick, right?
Snap.
Yeah, he did throw the stick
Snap.
aside.
I'll just go look around.
Do you point
see
out? Yeah, you
Yeah,
can
he'll be
see
like-
there's just looks like a piece of fence that he picked up off the ground and smacked her with.
I'll go pick it up and go get into position to kind of like smash the skull and go. Oh, any last words?
Destroy that creature.
She goes, "May you find blessings under Pelor's light."
And just crush the skull.
That went the last of your detection.
It's only a brief.
Oh, okay.
It's not a constant.
It's
thing.
not the.
Not
the other
detect
one.
good and evil. Yeah,
Okay.
it's literally just a wub wub.
It's a paladin.
It's a ping 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 ping.
Then you also got to the right in a
Jesus.
house over there, and just at the edge of your range, over there, a whole bunch of pings.
It's not behind him, is it?
No.
No.
Good.
In like when I got that ping, I'm like, oh, by the way, one over there.
That's you point to the clothiers
Yeah,
in town.
and then whole mess.
Well, we're closer to that one.
Yeah. Besides, I would want to only deal with one at a time until we have to deal with a whole lot.
Indeed.
Gaggle of undead.
Which way was the?
I point to the big one.
He looks over that way. He's just looking that way.
So you go to the small ping?
Small ping first.
Okay.
The less ping.
You go to the clothiers.
Yerp.
The door is closed, but and there's a shade drawn in front of the window. Dear, would you get that?
Weird.
So is it like when he goes to open it? It's like, so is it murder and like breaking and entering if you put a corpse back down?
And there, a man. What's left of one? You can tell there are still worms that hadn't quite escaped the corpse yet. Bugs.
It's like Beetlejuice.
And so he kind of goes. And then he goes to a sign that says specials. And tailoring. And then he goes. And lets you in.
I'm gonna establish a connection with him.
He goes, new customers. New customers. Is the only thing going through his head.
Yeah. Can she lead him to any sort of like long-term memories?
Most of the long-term memories are him spending happy times together making clothing with his wife.
Okay. And can she lead him to his most recent long-term memory?
His most recent long-term memory,
She's trying to find out how he died.
you're not sure. He felt incredible pains in his chest one night.
Okay.
Maybe his family has cholesterol.
I should get that checked out.
Was it?
Yeah, evidently his father had it as well.
Okay.
Severe.
But as we go, she'll just like, he had heart problems and
Died?
in the night.
Oh dear, who is that? And a woman comes out. She's currently wearing her like Sunday best finery, but you can tell there's like a lot of it's clothes that she's probably had in mothballs for quite some time. There's even a bit of a mothball smell when she comes out.
You're holding the symbol?
Yeah, he's keeping a distance.
She goes,
Because he don't want to pull out his
yes,
dagger.
are you needing clothing or tailoring, or do you have darning or repairs you need?
We are an envoy from the capital city to investigate your
And I just pointed at her husband.
She
recent
goes,
events.
I told them there was no reason to be worried. My herald's just come home.
You're not bothered the fact that he's dead.
Well, of course we don't sleep in the same bed anymore.
Well, that's the first question.
But he still can help out around the store. He's excellent for opening doors. Very friendly.
He is very friendly.
I have to admit,
His body odor has improved quite a bit. Oh god.
Yeah, we're just like
No,
I
like
think that's called rotting.
no, like when she says that, he just goes.
what did he
What did he smell that way before?
He used to get terrible gas.
He doesn't now. Like no, I guess that would all escape by now. And he's just sitting there going. So,
I'm not sure there's any more we can learn in this building.
Sure, so you don't have any tailoring you need done?
Not yet.
no, just investigating the undead.
He said, I should let you know, though, if you do come back, I have won awards for my dressing and my gowns. Also, we have a cloak that we was actually worn by the Empress a generation back. Came from this shop.
Lovely.
Keep that noted. Well, thank you for your time.
Have a good day.
And a pleasant evening.
Harold, get the door when they leave.
Yes, thank you, Harold. What am I thinking? A corpse?
He
Like
starts
once
walking to the
once
door.
we're all out, like on the street, Runa's just like, I don't know what's worse. The idea of the undead coming back, or that these people are just...
Okay with it?
Yeah.
You see Digby walking across the street, just shaking his head, and brushing off his pants.
Again? Did he get assaulted again?
In fact, you said Digby was the one who hit the lady with the stick.
Yes, there he is going across the street.
Perhaps we should have a word with
Yep.
Digby.
Like when you started making that connection,
He is
I'm already
the
half
only
jogging.
one in this town who seems to
Sensible.
have a reasonable reaction to these events.
So, I'll jog up to him. You go, Digby, right?
He goes, what's your last name?
Nason. Naassen.
Two A's?
No, it's one A, two S's, En.
Ian. Okay, is that... Are you Miss or Lady Nason's boy?
I am.
You have the same nose. He goes, Sir Digby Caesar at your service.
Does that sound familiar?
I hope he doesn't get stabbed
Right? By a bunch of friends?
by a bunch of friends.
Alright, now you
we're
get
friends.
played. Alright. Pass
You
them
might
along.
know me better when you were a young lad as Sir Chicken.
Does that ring a bell?
Yes.
Oh,
He
okay.
was a jester, a traveling jester.
So, and I just go,
Chicken.
so when he says Sir
Sir
Chicken, I just go,
Sir Digby Chicken Caesar, if you will.
and so he says that, and I go, oh, I'm so sorry.
About?
Oh, nothing. Fine work.
What are you referring to?
Being the jester.
Oh, nothing more. He says, what are you doing in town?
We were sent here for wherever the mound of clothes, wherever that is to us. I point to
Just
where.
down the street a little.
Yeah. He goes, we're here about that.
Oh, she had it coming.
You're probably not wrong, but
He says, come, I'll show you to my wagon. The priestess is just like, I'm not sure why.
I just look at him like,
He's walking right with Digby.
yeah.
It's like, this guy knows what's up.
And so I just be, so you seem to be the only one who has any sense of putting the
I get
undead
told that a lot.
back down.
Oh, you mean just here in town? Yes. And he goes, he takes you to a wagon which looks like a traveling medicine show.
Okay.
You said the woman had it coming, not arguing.
It actually says medicines by Sir Digby Caesar.
Using that knighthood.
Not saying that she didn't, but why particularly did she have it coming?
Daylight, dead.
That's a good reason.
Reason enough, I suppose.
Yeah, that's.
How long have you been
Stay
in town?
Oh, since this nonsense began, I came into town to sell my tinctures and medicines and keep an eye on things.
I just kind of.
So you came into town with your medicines and then the dead started rising.
He goes, yes, I suppose. It does seem like an awful coincidence.
Okay.
I have an 18 intelligence. I think I can put those two dots
Oh
together.
yeah. Oh yeah.
And he says, but I'm actually here for a different investigation.
all of them are
The wine.
11 intelligence.
The wine.
12
cellar,
wisdom.
I presume.
Oh yeah.
Amongst
inside.
other irregularities. New Sonneberg, is it?
So when you say that, he goes, oh, that makes sense now. Yes.
Yes.
And it just happened to coincide with.
I was actually here for the funeral.
Oh.
Bad bit of business. They put it on the ground so fast I didn't have to check. I'm pretty sure.
Oh.
The school teacher.
Yes.
Right. Did you see the coat of arms?
I didn't. I was not exactly a person of honor at the funeral, being indigent.
Right.
Is that fellow still around?
No, he left like the next day.
Interesting.
Never trusted him. Of course, I only met him once. And there certainly is no Montecito estate in northern Vodney.
First impressions are very
Sorry,
powerful.
High Vodney North. In fact, I'm pretty sure there's no Montecito estate anywhere in Vodney.
Sounds a scam.
Perhaps we should go
Montecito
Take a-
is more of
look at
Yeah, I'm just
the
like nodding.
look at the burial site.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
I was hoping you were going to say his house.
Some place on the beach.
whose house?
The Montecito place.
Oh, well, if there is a place like that, it must be in High Vodney, but I would be more likely, in order to get to this gentleman's home, you'd need a boat.
Or the place where she died or whatever.
Oh,
Whatever
her
house there was.
Oh, the schoolhouse is just down there.
She lived in the schoolhouse, you believe?
She lives by the schoolhouse.
Should take a look.
Will they do that first?
I look at you.
He's not begging, but he's definitely putting it out as like, please.
He's like, yes, we can delay the inevitable. Let's go check out the schoolhouse.
He says, of course I won't be joining you. I have
Yeah.
to keep my cover.
What
My
cover?
investigation is... It gives you a look like, really?
No, and then he's just like, what cover?
Ah, yes. So I can't be seen investigating this.
Rude
issue
is just
here.
like, what's wrong
Would,
with you? You dumb child.
do you think someone has an ulterior motive here?
I
Who would
I
notice
know
you?
there's some vast amounts of corruption going on in this town, but I don't think that's why the dead return.
Not related?
I don't think.
We'll see. Anyway, have a good day, I suppose.
And a pleasant evening.
Yes, wish me a fruitful day. I hope to be out of here before too long. With something firm to report.
Many harvests.
And then he goes, Lady Daffodil, it's a pleasure to see you again. Maybe someday we'll actually have a word together. Because she didn't speak the entire time. Anyway, if you should need me, or find something interesting, come see me. Or my servant Patsy, who's currently hiding in the wagon.
Pleasure.
Schoolhouse.
Get off.
Oh, which way is the schoolhouse?
He did point it out.
Yeah.
Oh!
You actually,
You
it's
weren't paying attention? He pointed over
it's
here.
a two-story building with a bell in the
Yeah.
top of it.
Can you see
perception.
it? Right over there.
11 perception.
That's fair, yeah.
Ah,
13. Oh, yeah.
There.
Yeah, we'll head over.
He'll be a little bit ahead.
Ahead?
Yeah.
It's not the graveyard.
It's away from the graveyard.
It's
Yeah,
towards the graveyard.
No, he doesn't know that.
The graveyard's outside the city, though.
But he knows that they're not expecting any undead, so he's not that plussed. So, and over to the schoolyard.
Okay, the front door of the school is...
I was walking.
Does it look?
There are 2 kids in there.
Dead.
No.
Okay.
But there are 2 kids in there currently drawing rude drawings on the chalkboard at the front of the class.
So I'm just gonna walk in there and just kind of like see it and just
Basically,
cross my
medieval
arms.
dick butts.
Yeah.
On there.
And then just be like,
One of them goes, yeah?
Runa will step up and in her best like school teacher voice, just go, "And what do you gentlemen think you are doing?"
Oh shit! It's a new teacher. And they both head out. They both kind of like one of them goes, "Alright, go buy shit," and runs out the door. And the other one goes and just runs for it.
Cheese it! It's the fuzz! And I'm just like, oh, that works.
It's a skill, quite loose.
As you all kind of like look around, there's a above you.
Look.
And then like somebody's slowly walking on the second floor.
Can I?
Oh! No, I'm just kidding.
Can I sneak up the stairs?
Sure.
I wonder if
I'll
it
use
is a
stealth.
DM
Okay.
miss.
What's up, man?
It probably is.
Tarnborough.
Not your best.
No, it's not.
Turnbow.
Turnbow.
12.
So you
You
start
don't
doing
you
it.
don't creak on the stairs, but
Like-
everybody sees you go.
Yeah, I go,
What is she doing?
now I see, it's a 12, not an 11.
Well, we're all in the room, right? Jesus. But where did Narcy go?
I'm like, now I see. She's better at it, I swear, guys.
And I'll go up the stairs.
Okay.
Yeah, Runa's like right behind you.
Okay. When you step on the stairs, do you want to make a stealth check?
Yeah.
Or you okay.
I don't think I'm super good. Nope, I'm not good at it at all.
18.
All right. You do see Runa going up the stairs, and then, oh, there's Narcy.
Do I see you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I only
He doesn't
got
like bump into you like, oh shit.
You're invisible.
Yeah. To
So-
these eyes.
So the three of you start heading
Yeah,
up
so
the stairs.
when you all start heading up, and then he goes, oh wait, maybe I was wrong.
And, the
He looks back like,
priestess Polly goes, Michelle, will you watch the poor girl? Both of you stay outside.
Yes.
Marius. Okay.
So we'll head in.
So Bashella kind of like grabs Marley around the shoulders and starts whispering something into her ear. She's a good like foot taller than Marley. Definitely reaching the end of her
Her squiring.
squiring.
Antoine does some thieves' cant to basically let you. He's like, gonna look around the corner. Nobody gets it, and then he just starts to go.
He's giving you. It looks like.
And he just goes around the corner.
I'm still sure he wants me to steal third. I told him I don't like sports.
Is he good in bed?
Do you want me to be honest?
I mean, he's very pretty, but...
So
That's not canon.
Very professional.
Learning.
So you go up to the stairs. It opens up into a hallway, and it looks like there's at the end of the hallway there's a door. And beyond the hallway, that looks like there's some kind of like a study area, or a place for where a teacher who needs to get away from her class can go up and sit and look out
And
the
start
window.
drinking.
The window you can see is a bit higher than the wall, and there, out in the afternoon sun, is what you think is probably Sandhill Cemetery. Grass going halfway up a hill, and then the grass stops growing. And there
That's probably good news.
is fresh graves that seem to go into older graves, that seem to go into a rather large mausoleum next to what looks like the very top of tower crenellations. But just the very top of tower crenellations.
Like on the other side of the hill.
No, sticking out of the top of the hill.
Oh.
That's good. That's probably good news.
And there's a thin trail of smoke coming from just off to the left of the mausoleum.
Next stop. check that
But
next.
looking in the hall, there's nothing obvious.
Not in the hall. Oh
Nothing
wait,
that's
there's
moving
some
around.
dirty footprints leading to the door.
Okay, so seeing that, be like he follows along and then he's
They look
basically
like
just,
bare footprints.
okay. He's basically just like goes along, gets to the door,
Bare feet. Not bare feet.
makes the sign
creep.
like everybody come up.
Okay.
Pulls out his mirror underneath the door.
There is a woman in a dirty black dress, very, very nice and frilly, standing in the room, kind of like leaning back and forth.
Okay, he's like, he looks back at you, and he's like, he makes the symbol, like outline of a person, and then he's like, there's a lady standing in the next room.
Oh, she's probably undead.
He sort of like goes up against the wall, and he's like, do you want to get this?
Yes.
He checks to see if the door is locked,
No.
and then he slides back a little bit, and he's like, pay Lord's light.
There you go. You're getting the hang of it.
He's still onto the Raven quick.
Yeah. No. So.
You know the holy symbols don't really do anything unless you're like a cleric or paladin, right?
Don't ruin my faith.
You see a woman with her back to the door, holding up a mirror. Seems to be looking at her face, or what's left of it, as you can see her reflection in the mirror of a face that looks like it's been dead for about 2 weeks, maybe 3. And it's been underground.
Miss Turnbow.
The head kind of like, without the body turning, the head turns to... You hear snaps as the head turns to look at you over the wrong way over her shoulder.
Oh, you seem pretty all together.
Cheers.
It speaks.
It speaks.
She.
It.
Who woke you, dear?
Somebody digging, making a lot of noise.
Did you see them?
Yes, they're dead now.
Did you just wake up?
Yesterday. It's been a long week. I'm supposed to get married tomorrow. I don't think my makeup is holding out. Back to the mirror. Have you seen my groom?
Unfortunately, we haven't. I think he's getting ready for the wedding.
Nice. He left me this.
That I'm gonna take a look at.
Are you going to take it from her hand
No.
or just look
No.
at it?
Take it from her hand.
This is not Left 4 Dead. I'm not gonna activate a witch.
Okay, it looks like a serpentine dragon
Okay.
in white and gold. But the scales are, it's definitely a construct of somebody's image of a dragon who's never... not that you've seen. But, and then below it is a branch of, well, no, probably a staff that the snake is wrapped around of, now that you get a closer look at it.
Can I do an Arcana or History?
Yes.
Which one? I was gonna do a history too.
Riley?
Either Arcana or you have a shot at history. Both of the elves have a shot at history, actually reaching something. If you want to roll your history for heraldry.
Because I think your history is higher than mine.
Yeah. 19.
11.
I aided her.
Oh, okay. You've seen the symbol before, although it should have been out of practice for centuries.
Okay.
It's something called the Red Order.
Oh.
And the Red Order used to go around and stomp out cultists to the Red Daughter.
Okay.
But they, of course, disappeared with the Empire.
Of course.
There's a mirror with a imagery on it that should have been out of
No,
service.
the mirror is just a hand mirror.
Yeah,
it's,
but
it's the
that's what I'm saying. No,
But she was holding up his sigil.
oh, she was holding up the
This is
sigil.
probably the
That's
thing
right.
that the mayor told you he threw in her coffin.
That was on the mirror itself.
Mm-mm. So,
You actually, for the first time, see Bruno's face get like really deadly serious.
okay. So he's just gonna be like, well,
Wait, so they used to kill members of the cult, or
Oh,
they
yeah.
are?
just to
Colton.
kill.
Yeah.
They used to take care of them.
Yeah.
Anywhere they were found, they
When
would
cults
stamp them
spring
out.
up, they would stomp them out.
Tell me, dear, how you met your beloved.
It was at a Sunday social. She was ever so charming.
And had you been wishing for...
Well, I get lonely on the time.
Of course.
I'm still a young lady at 28.
Exactly, and it's only natural to yearn for companionship.
I'm looking out the window, looking at the cemetery.
Did you perhaps
Yeah.
find an old book
Right.
with some instructions of how to go about getting what your heart desires?
Yes. Yes, I did. And then it's the day before the social.
And what did this book have you do?
Just wish on the moons.
And, do you still have this?
She goes, she'd be over there. And she
You-
looks the other direction.
Do you mind if I take a peek?
Oh, it's gone. Oh, it's over there.
I will go pick up the book.
Make a constitution.
Oh,
Dies.
No! You know how you were so excited about playing that character?
Yeah.
Oh!
7!
You take 10 points of poison.
Oh,
She
shit!
said this is why you don't pick up random magic items.
I told you that's what happened to Zeal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you think this book killed her. Or at least the poison that when you feel yourself stinging and poison numbing your hand, you instantly drop the book.
Oh!
The
Oh!
poison was recently applied, like within the past 2 weeks. You think maybe someone poisoned the book to kill her.
Yeah. Okay!
What is it?
It is a poison book. I will, reach
You
in.
say that, and I go, well, that's not how to encourage learning.
Oh, you do not want to learn from this book. I'll reach in and grab, a handkerchief, I guess?
Sure, you probably have gloves.
Or glove. I'll
Like
put
leather
on.
gloves.
Yeah, I'll put on a set of gloves, and I'll carefully pick up the book.
Okay. It is still when you pulled your fingers away, they were not damp, but the residue, kind of an oily residue, was still
Yeah.
on there.
Can I'll just gingerly open it. Does it look similar to my book, but maybe a little darker?
The writing seems to be in the same language.
Okay. I can read every language.
Right. It's not similar. It's this is more like a book of friendly advice. A hometown person's guide to better living.
But is it focused specifically on the daughter?
Yes. Stuff like the daughter wants you to be happy.
Oh, good. And she will just I'll explain this in a minute. Where did you find this book, dear? And I'll just slide it in my bag and then pull off my gloves inside out.
She goes, somebody left it in the classroom. I thought it was one of the kids.
Interesting. But we're going to go find who woke you up.
You seems like you have a wedding to attend to, so we're just gonna, leave you.
Oh, thank you. I do hope you'll dance at my wedding.
I'm sure we will.
Of course.
Not at her, but pointing at the
Aren't you
undead
gonna
lady.
kill her?
Yeah, the undead lady. He's like,
What are we gonna do once?
I'm dead.
Bruna's gonna start rushing, like ushering people out.
No? Okay.
So, Paladin,
Right.
what do you know of the moons?
There's 3 of them. There's the red one,
I mean,
the blue one.
everyone knows that sometimes a lot of sailors think the red daughter is
Yeah.
bad.
No, I know.
She causes storms.
He's like, well, there's the
supposedly.
red one, there's the blue one, then there's the big gray one. The red one gets a little squirrely sometimes, and people think it causes storms.
Indeed.
There's no traveler things about the moon. I'm just inquiring.
They never hold celebrations when the red daughter's alone in the sky.
So he doesn't think the red daughter is a good sign.
No.
Yeah,
Almost
and
everybody
it's-
thinks
everyone
it's
thinks
a
it's a
bad
bad sign.
idea.
Okay.
But nobody thinks it's malevolent or
Yeah.
living.
Yeah. Well, that's because your best shit's crazy.
The best people are best.
Yeah,
crazy.
sure. So long ago when I was but a wee lass, there was a series of cultists who worshipped the Red Daughter.
That seems silly. Why would you worship a moon when you can worship a god?
How,
And he's just kind of like,
how long ago?
Oh, I was young, so before the Empire fell.
So you say that, and he just goes, oh.
Oh, I was really little.
I wasn't a thing.
Yeah,
My parents weren't a thing.
yeah.
My grandparents probably weren't a thing.
Your grandparents might have been.
Not yet. Maybe just about to.
Probably your great grandparents. But anyway, this book
Perspective.
is one of, I believe, a remnant of that. And the symbol was a order
Of the
dedicated to
Red Order?
exterminating them out.
Huh.
So what I believe is she tried to cast a spell from this book,
Right.
and it somehow triggered,
He points to the cemetery.
not exactly, triggered the gentleman she became betrothed to, and he exterminated the cultist.
Oh.
Do you think that?
But
It is poisoned.
So do you think that he thought it was her that was a cultist?
Well, it was her.
but
On
then,
accident.
I don't think she knew exactly what she was getting into, but then again, she wouldn't have to.
dark arts.
Yeah, I
Not good
never
for
really
anyone.
understood it.
I know it's all accursed and evil and best to stay away from.
No, you go charging in, you smite them all down.
But-
Are you gentlemen coming and ladies coming back down anytime soon?
I'm
the
sorry.
priestess downstairs.
Well, I imagine
Yeah,
this
no,
was,
it's-
This
what
is
I'm
as we're like
downstairs,
down
yeah.
there or
Okay.
like
And
outside.
Below the,
it was
Yeah.
called the Red Order.
yeah, the red order.
Well, whatever.
That was they might have had like a club name that they
Yeah.
called themselves, but everyone knew them as the Red Order.
Whatever is going on here, I don't want to wrap myself up in a curse, but I want to end whatever is causing this.
I don't think we'll be cursed. I think we should just go. She said someone woke her up, and she just found the book in the classroom. It implies there is an actual cult around here somewhere.
Well, one can never be too sure. But
Let's go, take a look in the graveyard. I saw some smoke coming out of there.
Likewise.
So that. Unless they have some kind of a, what is it, crematorium?
No.
Another. Yeah, shit, fuck this, man.
Do you happen to have that handy paladin touchability?
Mhm.
I am very poisoned currently.
1 point.
Thanks.
Points. And he's like, 5 more points. And you're just like, no, I'm still, I don't, he's just like, okay. And then so you get the full 10 points.
Thank you.
I am out of healing hands. No more lay on hands.
Are we?
We're the healers.
Whoa, that sucks.
Sucks for you guys.
Well, you do have a priest with you.
Well, right now.
You could have said something to her. She probably could have done something.
She's not acting very priesty.
She's there only when we need her. If we don't need her, we're doing good. Alright, so
what do you folks think is next?
let's check out the cemetery. As I said, the smoke is what really gets me concerned.
I really don't like
What kind of priest are you?
the kind that doesn't like cemetery.
You have it right.
She says, but I suppose we must. Should we take the wagon or do you want to hoof it?
I think it'd probably be better. I wouldn't want anything to happen to the horses.
Are we going to leave the girls behind?
I think that for the best.
Honestly, I think we should leave them in the wagon. It is sanctified.
Oh, that is holy ground. Well, holy wheels. She goes,
Do you want to stay in the
Great
wagon
wheel in
too?
the sky.
she goes, but Shella, will you
Riding high.
take the young
While
girl
it
and
is
go
safe
find
in
where
there.
they parked the wagon and stay
We're
inside.
going to be
If things get loud,
out
lock
there.
the doors. And Michelle goes,
need to do
oh
something.
yes, lady. And then grabs Marley by the hand. Come on, dear. And she's like, tries to get her to skip as they go away.
Like, if Marley even, half step skips,
You know,
I'm like, no skipping! Nice no skip.
no fun.
Well, because she's on duty right now. She's
Yeah.
not allowed to have fun.
You it goes over. He's like, "Do you have any holy water?"
I do.
Would you mind if I held onto a flask? It would put me at ease.
It's just
I
Dad.
suppose she has a rather large case. You can
Okay.
see it is divided up with several vials that are crossed with hard leather inside of her case. And she goes, "Thank you."
Much appreciated.
Don't drink it.
No, I
Okay.
Did
puts
you
it as
try
well.
that once?
No. But there are people who think that by drinking it keeps you from being possessed. Instead, it's...
My father used to think it cured diseases.
Yeah.
It did not.
No, it doesn't.
He
Just
had
turn
terrible-
blue.
She goes, right out of the blue, he had terrible syphilis.
I wonder how you get that one. So you see. So yeah, we'll head to the
Text it in advance.
cemetery.
Alright. So you all start walking out of town. You can see, almost immediately upon leaving the town, you guys must be right on the barrier. Not barrier, but the border of what most people consider the beginning of the Stormmaker. As the grasslands on the other side of the hill quickly give way to blasted desert.
Oh damn. Good.
And you can see there are dark storm clouds kind of roll, not to your direction, but just kind of rolling across it from this vantage point.
Ominous.
I think that's the point.
Somebody's idea of a keep out sign.
What?
So,
cross, yeah.
so you make your way up
Mm-hmm.
just as the sun is going down. As you get to the top, as you walk up the gravesite, you can see definitely a lot of open graves, particularly near the roadside, where the people who buried, not necessarily most recently, but probably by the people who didn't want to venture too far into the cemetery, buried them here.
So does it look like it's spread out in any order, or?
It's kept mostly circular. There are literally rings of graves. You can judge how old the gravestone is literally by how far down the mountain the newer they are.
Like old
Okay.
city planning.
I meant, of like the ones that are open.
Oh, there doesn't seem to be any rhyme or reason to it.
Okay. See, I
There's one that is completely surrounded by open graves, and there's one that looks untouched.
Okay. Can I go with the one that looks untouched?
Yes. Poor Simon, run over by a wagon.
Had a cat named Smudge.
Simon got ran over by a carriage.
So I don't think the woman's death was the necessarily the impetus for the rising.
You don't think so? It was involved with your daughter?
I think it was. I think it was more that there was a pre-existing cult here that is responsible, and less that, like, her death.
As you get out of the grassy area where it's graves, the higher you climb, the ground almost becomes desiccated.
Dried
And
up.
that's why it's called Sand Hill, as the ground, large clumps of earth. There are no large clumps of earth. It's all broken apart and loose dirt or sand mixed together.
So see, you could tell if it was desecrated, right?
How deep into dirt does it go?
It can tell you if there's desecrated
Yeah,
land.
you can tell me if the land's been
Area
desecrated.
Not immediately.
Or sanctified.
No.
KHP, please.
Um,
Top one, right there.
the
Top
ground has been sanctified.
one. Okay, so it does come off as hollowed, not
Unhollowed.
unhollowed.
Yes.
And then there's something about the something about spiring that was coming out of the ground.
Yeah.
There appears to be what looks like the crenellations and the 4 feet of a tower sticking out of the ground.
Just 60 feet.
Okay. So yeah, the ground around you is consecrated.
Yep, and I can tell if it's consecrated or desecrated.
Yes.
So it is consecrated.
Yes. Even the sandy bits.
Huh.
But it just looks gross.
It looks dead.
That old thing.
I go stand
the
on
hill's
the,
buried.
And as you go up, there's a definite demarcation where before the town started burying these people, the last person buried in here was probably about 189 years ago. And it was several people with rank buried on the lowest ring of the old cemetery. This looks like a military cemetery.
Where was the smoke coming from?
Top.
But it is hollowed, right?
Yes.
So I'm just gonna walk on it like it's almost like home turf, essentially, like for a baseball
None of
player.
the military graves seem to be affected by whatever's bringing people out. But then again, there wouldn't be much left of the bodies by this time.
Is it only in the sandy bits?
The non-sandy bits.
The non-sandy bits where the bodies came from.
Yeah.
So yeah, I stand on the sandy bits and I'm like, it's safe on here. The ground's hollowed.
Not this
Interesting.
ground.
The other ground wasn't, right? Where the bodies
he's-
came out of.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah.
Clarifying that it is the sandy bit, not
Yeah.
the other.
And I'd be like, you'd probably be safer on this side of the ring.
He goes all doo-doo-doo. The
But-
priestess makes her
Moxie.
way
Yeah.
slowly and regally up the stair, up the walkway. Like, I'm not afraid of either.
Shall we continue to the top?
And so I'd be like, kind of like put the sword, so
Yeah.
instead of it being bent down, he
The
bends it
sun goes down seemingly quickly. But probably just happens. But because you're climbing and the sun's going the opposite direction, you're kind of like...
Oh, thank God.
up. Right? You say
As
that.
soon as the sun goes down, you're just all...
Finally can see. And I'm just like, and now I'm blind. Thank you.
You light a torch.
This is eerie.
Oops, sorry.
it's like below his face, so it's just the long shadows.
Oh, chin up. It'll be fun.
So you get to the top.
Not a fan of ghost stories?
The ghost tales of where I come from are not for children.
Indeed.
Oh, it's not that bad.
Are the what moons are out?
The Great Mother is
Yeah.
in just about half.
Okay.
Blue Daughter's gone.
Okay.
Red Daughter's always out.
Is it the red daughter full or
They're always full.
always full?
Get your foot.
I'll look up at the blue or not the Grey
Grey.
Mother and I'll just do like a hand sign, like almost like crossing myself, but like a weird hand sign. Just
Elder sign.
tell me about it.
It's like, is there any ritual?
It's like, should I learn to do that too?
It's just copying people at this point.
So let's press on.
Alright, you go up to the top. And there is a small wagon being pulled by a mule. And there is an older looking gentleman. He's wearing hard, heavy boots that come up to his knees. You can tell his pants are thick, heavy material, like wool, cotton mix, with hard leather sewn into the knees and elbows of his thick coat that he's wearing. It's all covered in dirt and stuff. And leaning up against the wagon is a shovel, a broom, several small picks, and a small broom and what looks maybe like a dustpan, and several barrels.
18 stealth.
You hide behind a grave.
With the torch?
Well, fuck. That's a good idea. Good point.
You can give the torch to someone else.
He will go to hand you the torch.
So you hand me the torch, I'm like, thanks, what am I supposed to do? And
And
you
he's
just
gone.
disappear, and it's interesting and neat that he can do that. And I just sheath,
So he goes behind the car.
pull out long sword.
Okay, you.
And then he's going to start looking in there to see if there's like bodies.
There's a also
or
is a
other
man
things. Oh.
sitting next to a campfire, looking at things. He's got
Like in a box
small
things,
in his hand. It looks like he's been sifting, like almost like
through the graves kind
like
of
a
thing.
gold panner. He's got like a wire frame box and a big pile of dirt and sand, and he's currently looking at things that looks like he pulled out of it. He's actually like maybe 20 feet away from the huge mausoleum that's dead center of the hill, and on the opposite side from the top tower.
There's two guys up here.
One guy.
Pull out long sword, and I go, that's
Oh!
Hey, friend.
He kind of stands up. Oh, what are you doing up here?
yeah, likewise.
I am Dr. Emil Lazaro. I have every right to be here. Licensed explorer and adventurer.
Like he says, presents a license. I'm like, oh, let me see that.
He's got like a chit.
Emil what?
Lazaro.
And like I'm gonna start reading through it.
Alright. It's just like a chit.
Oh, okay.
But you've seen it before. It comes from Vodny, but it's widely accepted, supposedly other places too. Somebody who's basically an archaeologist.
Okay.
There's two guys.
One guy.
There's just one. Okay.
Yeah.
And so I'm just gonna be like, well, we were just checking because there's a bunch of dead that are being woken up here.
Oh yes, that's why I'm here.
Well, that's why I'm here.
Yeah.
Why we're here.
And one said that the dead was being woken up by a guy with a shovel.
What's this? And he comes up with the shovel.
Well, that is a shovel, but I certainly haven't been digging up any corpses.
Sure.
Yes, I'm sure. I know what I do.
Where have you been digging?
Up here, around the monument and around the mausoleum.
Looking for valuables.
I'm looking for signs, history.
What have you found so far?
Well, I found that this isn't some fool place called Sandhill Cemetery. That's for sure. And he throws down the pamphlet that the notebook that it looks like he writes in.
What is it then? As one historian to another.
Have you ever heard of Rosalock Cemetery?
Can I do a history to see?
Sure.
Can I?
Now, 16.
12.
Dirty 20.
Well, as you back in your early barding days, you would have learned a lot of stories about the war and the terrible defeat the Empire suffered at Rosalock Keep.
Rosala?
Rossellocke. Oh, sorry, Loke.
There's a lock. But it's a lock.
He says, I'm looking for signs of the vault.
You are here for money.
Not that kind of vault.
What other kind of vault is there?
Yeah,
So-
what other
Wait, so
vault
the
is there?
Empire fell here?
Well, it was one of
A
the
great
first big
battle.
defeats.
Oh.
Yeah.
Was lost here. One of the last. Everyone who died was buried roughly where they stood when they died.
So what does that have to do with the dead?
What does it have to do with the vault?
That.
As well, the vault is what they were here to protect. If my notes are correct. All these dead people here to protect the vault.
What was in the vault?
That's what I'm here to determine.
So you haven't determined anything.
Well, I mean,
Don't be rude.
he says, I think certain names give it away. Rosa, Old Empire for red. Yes, she gets it.
Oh.
The bad moon?
Yes.
Oh.
I'm just kind of like fairy.
Ah, you say that, but I've been places, seen things, turn your hair white, age you 100 years in a day.
Wait, what is it that ages you? Banshees?
Ghosts.
Just ghosts? Like ghosts.
Yes, I've seen them.
Not here.
Not yet.
It's just
Well, I think it would be good if
Have you seen anyone else poking around up here?
Oh, well, I've seen them. She was here for the funeral.
Since the funeral.
Seen a lot of people wandering around down there. They mostly just go back to town, though.
yeah, they do.
How far have you managed to dig down?
He says, well,
I
none
still
of
have
you,
my long sword.
none of you are here after my claim.
so there is money. He's like, I caught
No,
you.
no, not money.
What other claim is there? He's so confused now.
It's just all pride, exploration,
Oh,
to be the first one down into the vault since
How
it was
about
lost.
this? If you tell us what you found and how much you digged or whatever, I could write a little story about you and spread your glory.
She's a bard, you know.
Somehow, he looks you up and down, I don't think we run in the same academic circles.
How about next time I go to a conference, I'll make sure to drop your name as an esteemed professor of... What was my university called?
VU.
Of the Vodney University.
Universitariat.
And he says, oh, you're from Vodney. And he goes, I... And he holds out a... he like reaches into his jacket. Pulls out a flask. But it's got symbol of Mavonis University on it.
Oh, of course.
I graduated relatively high in my class at Mavonis University.
What's in there?
Hmm?
What's it? He's pointing at the flask.
Something to calm my nerves. He puts it back in his pocket.
So, from one academic to another,
I want no interest in your claim, simply...
where the hell you digged?
He goes, it's Doug. Our bin digging, but
This?
for the most part, I was just exploring. You know, the sand is the remnants of the bodies.
Oh.
Go on.
He says, so we're literally standing on history.
So I just put my hand down, just kind of...
I just like kick it onto his shoes.
Yes, really? And he says, but I've actually managed to break the seal on the church. Oh, not on the church, on the tower.
How long ago did you make that seal?
Funny, it broke on the same day as that funeral.
So it is your fault.
No, of course not.
Well, that's when the dead started rising. You broke the seal, dead started rising on this whole grave of protecting this area. Sounds like your fault.
I just stand up and I'm like, yeah, it does sound
He
like
says-
your fault.
He crosses his arms too, and I say, I can assure you, it wasn't my fault.
No? Well, what assurances could you give us?
He says, alright, it wasn't the first one down the tower.
Who was the first one down the tunnel?
Never caught his name.
What did he look like?
Oh, he had a very handsome beard, ended right about here, mustache. No hair on top of his head, but very impeccably dressed.
Did he have a
I think I
sigil?
recognize the tailor. Gives you all a knowing look. Very exclusive.
I'm not sure what he means by that look.
What was our description of the husband, the betrothed?
I really got a...
Did you get a physical description?
we really asked.
Yeah.
Because he's been gone. He but beat feet like after the day after the funeral.
The crest though. The sigil.
Did he have any identifying sigils?
He goes, oh, he may have.
A
Something
pin?
noticeable.
I didn't get close.
Scholars.
Well, it was pitch black.
Pitch black, but you saw what he looked like.
Well, I saw him at the funeral.
I saw him at the funeral.
Was
He
he?
had the same hat.
Where was he at the
Was he
funeral?
the head mourner? Put something in the casket.
He did seem to speak at length and loudly at the funeral.
Are you, perchance, missing a book?
Book. Oh,
This book, toss it in
he
his
goes,
hand.
really?
No.
He goes, a book? Oh, that's not me. Picks up his notebook, goes around climbs up into his carriage, opens up 2 chests. Nope. All my babies are accounted for.
Good.
Locks the chest.
I think it's funny. Here.
My baby boy.
Where is the entrance?
He says, if you find anything, it's mine.
Says
The discovery is mine.
says the Mavonus archaeologist, and I look in Vodney.
Yes.
It doesn't seem like you actually were the first one, though.
And
So
nor
did you
do I
Yes,
really-
but the other, whoever that was, isn't claiming responsibility, so I'm claiming.
Well, he
Exploration.
kind of points and he's like,
He says, now, of course, if you want to hire on with me, then become part of my expedition.
Well, we're already hired by the Princess Anna.
unless you outrank her.
He says, just a princess, right? He says,
And so I'm a step real close to him, and I'm just gonna. How
I mean,
tall is
she's
he?
not queen yet. He's
Yeah.
about 5'9".
So yeah, I step up real close, and I go, tread very lightly with your next words.
And he says, I am a certified professor of archaeology.
What is your title?
Bizarro.
I think she's.
It's her land.
I'm not.
We will
even
give
from
you
here.
credit. We're not here for archaeology. We are here to stop the undead from rising.
No. Well, then I strung a rope off one of the crenellations and it goes down the center of the whole shaft.
Thank you.
I had to buy 3 lengths.
Lovely.
No rope gets loses its tensile strength the more you tie it. You won't. Let's keep walking.
He says, I'm not very good at climbing, so I had to tie knots in it all the way down.
Yeah, if you have more, You know what?
Down we go.
Starts pulling out some of his stuff, getting it all ready and staged.
I reach in my pocket and make sure my rabbit foot's still there.
Yes.
Jingle, 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 cling.
He says, you're actually going down there.
Well, unless you're going to.
Why? Did you find something creeping around?
No.
Inside. 4.
21.
He's full of shit. He's terrified to go down there.
What did you find?
He's just on. Well, you said the townsfolk are walking.
Yes.
Evidently, some of the original residents of the keep got restless legs.
And have they been violent?
Not directly to me. I did lose 2 assistants down there.
He's remembering more of it now. Yeah.
It comes to you in moments of stress.
Yeah, he has to remember the prayers, you know.
It's the stress that really brings on the prayer.
All right. Shall the paladin lead the way?
Of course.
She, Polly
Still got the
goes,
holy water.
perhaps I should go down first.
That's fair.
I can send any of them too close.
Running.
Run.
All right, well, I'll
Give
be
everyone time to get down.
for your second. Ouch. Okay.
I'm assuming you'll want to be last.
I've always wanted to.
I'm assuming you didn't encounter any traps, Professor.
No. Well, I did find some traps, but they were never set. I think the keep fell too fast before
Yes.
they could put up the defenses.
I'll be last then. Sure, nothing sneaks up on us.
There we go. That's the
This is
spirit.
11 perception.
Tally ho, then.
Onward.
Can we?
And he says, you'll see some stairs
He's gonna check his,
about halfway down. They don't lead anywhere. I wouldn't trust them if I were you.
He's gonna check his repelling.
Whoever said it
Yeah.
was very good at tying knots and ropes. Probably.
I get you. All right.
This
He's
man
like,
doesn't have... He has calluses on his fingertips.
But like from
That's
from,
about it.
from flipping books.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Like.
Head priest goes first.
Yeah, she will. And she seems... Because she's wearing full... At least a breastplate and then lots of chainmail. And she just grabs the rope, kicks out, and swings down. And just starts climbing down, hand and legs, down the rope. She
Moving
says...
not.
And then she goes, takes one hand free, and goes, whispers something, and light shines from the holy symbol hanging down on her breastplate, and she climbs the rest.
I don't get that.
Very strange.
I have that one. She will light your holy symbol for you.
Thank you.
Here's her.
Don't mess with it. You might turn it off.
Would
It's
you
not
like
how that
one,
works.
dear?
It is concentration, right?
Light?
I think you can only do it once at a time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is a concentration.
Sorry.
It's
well,
not
It's
a
a great-
concentration,
But you can only have
but
one
you can only have
going
one at a time.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
That is a caveat.
Otherwise, you'd like light up everything and leave it everywhere, and
Yeah.
there's a trail of light spells everywhere you
Yeah.
go.
I mean, an hour.
Yeah.
I think. Wait, no. I think you can have like 3 consecutives, like some other cantrip, something like. Anyway,
Yeah. So I'll repel as well.
It doesn't have any caveats.
Oh really?
Yeah, you can do one at a time,
Yeah.
but like that's just with the casting. It just says you touch one object, but it doesn't have anything about like
Oh, I
casting
could've
it again, ending it.
I could have swore it said you can only have one at a time, as in you can only have one thing lit up at a time.
No.
Okay.
all right.
Yeah, okay.
So-
Cool. Ins and outs.
it all.
Thank you.
The spell ends if you cast it again or you dismiss it as an action.
Oh,
Yeah.
never mind. Sorry.
It might be in the spell book.
There
Yeah.
you go.
On
I
apps.
was using an app.
They
I
don't
was
have
gonna-
everything.
That's why you.
No, that's fair.
Yeah.
I remember because I used to think the same thing.
But he's on with that
So,
anyway, because
you one by one. The knots in the rope make it very convenient to climb. Anybody with athletics of 0
Proficiency. Okay.
can go. And if anybody's got a negative, you gotta let me know.
No.
All right.
like,
Yeah, everybody can go down it
Slide
fairly easily.
the image of it.
After the first 50 feet of going down, you can see there are definitely reflected in your light spell spots where iron posts and nails used to be probably holding up a wooden staircase that probably went to the top of this tower. They are gone, but in parts you can see bits of stairs. In fact, there's a full flight of stairs where half a floor looks like it stopped there, where at one time people would stop. Do something, you're not sure what this tower's been at. And there are spots where holes are in the walls of the tower. Some look like they've been blasted inwards. The blast looks long ago, and you can see not really hard packed dirt, but dirt
Sort of
up
settled
against
and
it,
shifted.
settled in there, and just when you watch it, you can see bits of it falling inward, like it's constantly falling inward. And the tower goes down about 80 feet. There are spots where there were definitely windows at one time that are gone now. Packed with dirt. And they're about 20 feet below the ground. There is a door set in the wall that probably went to somewhere else in the keep. And then at the very bottom, there is an archway that leads off into darkness. And a foot right at the center of the archway.
Like on the ground, out like that.
Yeah, just a foot. Half out of a shoe.
Someone just got tired, laid down in the
Like
doorway.
if it attached to the rest of a body? Or?
No,
Oh, just the foot.
just a foot.
Gnawed on? Or is it like a clean rip, a cut?
It's not clean.
Okay.
From where you are now, you're just seeing it there.
We know
it's
two assistants
it's
got downed.
standing up,
Mm-hmm.
and there's like this much of an ankle sticking out of it. It
That's
doesn't
gross.
look clean, but that's all you see there.
Fun.
A little restless.
That is very, very restless.
Fine.
Well, great sword. I give
Also,
a couple
in,
swings.
in here there is a bag, not too far away from the foot, at the edge of the archway. It looks like it's been
Sifted through.
opened.
Okay.
Can I go up to the bag and look through it?
Yeah, I'll help you.
So, do all of you en masse go over to where the bag is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I guess he doesn't.
The priest will walk up with you, like start walking up with you. She looks back at you and goes, "Well, come on."
He's keeping a perimeter. He's sort of doing the look back thing.
So, I'm watching your back.
That's a nice back. Real nice.
It's like, is it cursed?
So you walk up. The satchel looks fairly new. It looks like it's maybe, the seams are still intact. Probably like maybe a year old. But it probably hasn't been down here very.
This might be one of the assistants' bags. That might be his foot.
Oh! That's just gross.
I'm just gonna kind of like push the the tibia and fibia bones. I'm just gonna push it back into the foot, into the shoe. Slide it over.
Bare hands. Better wash.
Yeah, before I eat.
All right. So the bag.
Yes.
The bag has a couple of picks, a small hammer, like not picks, but
Pythons?
climbing
things.
Dungeoneers tools.
a claw hammer, and then it's got a bit of a really, really old rolled up parchment that's had fresh, some kind of like waxy substance poured over it.
Can I unroll it and look?
Yeah, the wax cracks when you. But you can just make out a few words down at the bottom that were hastily scrawled on it. It looks like the rest of it's been ripped off.
What's the word say?
But it's the last few letters of a word that could be vault.
Alt. Or alt. Ultimate.
And then
Alt
up above
account.
it, like the line above it is didn't, and then above that is coward.
Didn't coward vault.
Coward didn't vault.
Coward didn't vault.
Over the wall.
Keep that in mind.
That writing looks fresh, but the rest
Yes.
of it.
No blood on it.
And you can't decipher any of the other. There's like no.
Well, it looks like part of a map.
Oh.
A really, really old map that was disintegrating, that someone poured wax,
Oh, okay.
substance on it to keep it from falling further. Kind of like, think of like a
Yeah.
Disneyland You Are Here map. It's just a strip of one of those.
Okay.
Well,
So,
Can I do an investigation to try and see if it's like if I could tell where we would be on the map?
There's not enough of it to make
Okay.
a point of reference. But there might be more down here.
Okay.
so whatever took care of those assistants is probably nearby.
I'd hope so. My spining arm is kind of getting a little tight.
Itchy.
If
Yeah.
it is the dead, I think I can keep it at bay long enough for whatever is causing this.
Indeed. Shall we venture
Continue.
forth?
Perseverance. Question for her because she said she wanted to take.
You want to end at 9:30?
Yeah, because that would
Probably
be.
a
I'm
good
assuming
spot.
just before combat.
Just before we head into the shadows.
Yes.
Alright.
Well, this is our introduction to Keys to the Kingdom. It sounds terribly spooky.
Good first. I hope there's keys in here.
I hope you enjoyed it, and in 3 weeks,
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks we'll come back to this.
Oh no,
I
3
think
weeks.
We're still
3 weeks
planning
will
on
come
we're still planning on having a stream
Next
next
week.
next,
next
Saturday.
Saturday. But
but it won't be this, and it won't be yours, and it won't be yours.
yeah,
Right.
don't
We're
expect
gonna do
regular
a
games.
thing,
Yeah, it'll be a one-shot thing, a one and done.
But still
And
tune
then-
in. It should be fun.
and then
Next week,
so
Fall
3
of
weeks.
Divinity?
Yeah,
Yep, yep.
and then the week after that, I will pick up.
Yep,
here.
pick up again.
Yay!
Yeah.
So with that,
Goodbye.
Bye.
Nope.